Hey, y'all, get in here. Get in here, get in here. Please get in here. So, look, we got to talk about it, and y'all know what we here to talk about. So, ain't no need in playing crazy. Ain't no need in playing crazy. Not right now. Not at this juncture, honey. Get in the door. Get in the door. Y'all saw the title and the thumbnail. Brit Eady is suing, and this is after she told us she wasn't even in the pictures. So let's get comfortable. We're gonna do it the way we do it over here. So let me greet everybody, and I'm gonna let y'all know the game we playing tonight. Okay? We let y'all know what time it is. So glad to see y'all. All right. Who we got? I told y'all I was coming, but I had to get some stuff ready. And then one of my sisters called and we were on the phone, and then I lost track of time, but I'm here. I got everything ready and my notes. Okay. So we got Bianca the Beautiful in the chat. She says, Happy Friday, y'all. Welcome to the porch. You know, do y'all, man, should I take this headband off? I had it on earlier and I didn't remember to remove it before I got on the air. I hope y'all don't think I look too country. I hope y'all don't think I look too country. Hold on. Okay. Maybe I do. I hope I don't. But anyway, let's just talk about it. We got Bianca here. We got Auntie Eva. Thank you for being like number 3. We got Deborah Randall. She's number 2. Hey, sis. And she makes Housewives Talk legal up in here. Tracy Lashley. Sis, thank you for the Cash App. I just saw it today, just like right before I went live. Thank you so much for the Cash App, sis. My first supporter today. I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see who else we got up in here. All right, it is Friday. It's a good old Friday, too. We got Lulu's little girl. Hey, sis. Quiet Storm. All right, mother of our princess is in the house. We got Happy to Be Happy, girl. We happy you made it. Thank you for being number 9. Ooh, la, la, la. She is in the chat. Hey, la, la. We love you, girl. I'm so glad you made it. We miss you when you're not here. Sweet Beloved is number 12. Hey, sis. Good to see you. Who else we got? And Nina GZ in the house. Thank you for being number 4. D Amazing, D Crazy DS is here, and she's number 16, running that reflection corner. And I have a sneaking suspicion, and don't ask me why, but I feel down in my spirit that y'all gonna spend a whole lot of time in that corner tonight. I can just feel it in here. I can feel it. Okay, so DS is here to accommodate y'all. Make sure you're comfortable with fresh drinks. And make sure all of the chairs are comfortable and the pillows are fluffed. Hey, Creepy, how you doing, boo? All right, since 58, how you doing? Good to see you. All right. What a lovely picture. Ain't you cute? All right, Miss Ma'am. I like it. Aries Diva, how you doing? Happy Friday. Lisa Gordon in the house. Hey, girl, thank you for being number 20. Bitter T, hey, my love. How you doing? Happy Friday. Good to see you. We're so happy to have you. I hope everybody had a wonderful week, a productive week, a stress-free week, you know. Hey, Tay, how you doing? I'm so glad you're here. Kelly Dream is 24. Hey, boo. What's up? Mo, what up, sis? Thank you for being number 19. Darren Hood, what up, Cudden? Thank you for being 25. You like the headband? I can leave the headband on. I'm okay. Well, I'll leave it on then. I ain't gonna trip. Thank you for letting me know. Because normally, you know, even if I have to go somewhere or like do that, I normally pull all that stuff off and just have my normal head, whatever condition it's in, on the screen. I have been caught with it on before, but thank y'all. Darren Hood, cuz is here. Good to see you. Bianca, oh, let me get at y'all conversation. Makeup Addict, how you doing, girl? Good to see you. Classy, how you doing, Miss Classy? Thank you for being number 31. Listen, y'all get color. Lila, not Layla. Hey, girl. How you doing? Happy Friday. Cent 58, you do look good. Sis, you look real good. We glad to have you. Yes. Thank you for being number 19, Bitter T. Thank you, love. Listen, so, dearly beloved, we gathered here today for some foolishness. And I'm talking about grade A, A1, class 1 foolishness. Let's get the housekeeping out the way first, because we ain't gonna want to stop again. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all what we're doing today in 1 second. Hey, Pisces B. Yep, Brokey strikes again. Where's Lotto when you need her? So listen, Housekeeping, y'all hit the like button. When you hit it, the like count that goes up, whatever number that is, that's your like number. Make sure you keep it in case we call your number for the like lottery. Hey, Caramel Dream, what a pretty picture. Hey, girl, good to have you. So, like lottery always in full effect. If y'all hit them likes right, if you do right on the likes, then, call a number. Y'all know the like lottery is a scratch off, not the Powerball. We can buy you a 40 or a black, but we cannot pay your light bill. So understand that, the like lottery is for fun. It's just for engagement. And we want you to play. And I want you to win. If we call your number, you got 2 minutes to come to the chat with your like number and your Cash App in the same comment. Okay. Leela, not Layla, thank you for being number 36. All right. All right. Make sure y'all greet everybody that you see, be friendly. Tell people, hey, how you doing? Good to see you. All that stuff. If you're new and it's your first time here, make sure you let us know in the chat, or you can just type FTL for first time live, and we will greet you personally and individually because we're happy to have you here. If y'all see somebody you ain't seen in a while, say, hey, glad you made it back. All that stuff. Okay. And oh yeah, let's keep all comments on the people we're talking about. No bickering, arguing, name calling, or any antagonistic behavior. None of that will be tolerated at all. Okay, at all. Not even a little bit. Not even remotely. Okay. And Trace is giving y'all some good etiquette. Pay attention to what she said right there. What else? Ooh, and if y'all have to cuss, make sure you misspell your cuss words. That is very important. It is very important. Okay. So yeah. Hey T Love. How you doing? Rochelle, thank you for being 35, sis. Oh, Quiet Storm said it looked like a crown. All right. Thank you, sis. And listen, y'all, listen to what Tracy said. You wouldn't walk in somebody's house without speaking. The like button is the same way. So just be kind to me because I'm going to be kind to you. I am. Hey, DM Rocks. Yes, we're going to celebrate, but we're going to get down to the mess too. So let me tell y'all what we got in store today. Hold on. Let me make sure that we don't lose any of our folks on Instagram, because y'all know y'all be all over social media. Y'all be in different places. And we want to make sure we don't lose anybody in the mix. Okay. So let's make sure we don't lose nobody. Thank you for being number 43, Carmel Dream. All right. So listen, all our Instagram folks, we need y'all to get on over to YouTube. We are live right now. We're getting ready. This is to YouTube and Instagram, so all y'all know what's going on. Hey, Queen, there's my sis. Amanda K is 45, so is Magdalene Lamar. How you doing, girl? Hey, Praise Dancer, come on over to YouTube. We are live, okay? So listen, let me tell y'all. We're getting ready, you guys, to go through the lies that are being told by Brit Eady. Now, Brit Eady says she's suing, but Brit Eady had a whole lot to say. And so we got to go through some things. This is going to be one of them nights where we going through some audio, and we got to break down this audio. We got to handle it. Adrienne Marie, thank you for being number 42. We got to get through some of this audio. I got the notebook out. We are on top of all of it, and we're going to be breaking it down. This is not going to be a quick live. I'm telling y'all in advance. But if you're on Instagram, get over to YouTube. We want you there. We want to hang with you. Bianca's moderating on Instagram. Listen, that's why she's the head archangel, because she makes sure all the chats are safe, all of them. And you don't never know when she's going to pop up. So y'all be sweet, okay? Hey, lady, come on over to YouTube. We live, boo. My Christian Key just showed up. Hey, boo, thank you for being 47, you and Emma. All right. So listen, those of you who are on Instagram, I'm getting ready to end this. I want y'all to come on over to YouTube so we can be on one screen, one band, one sound, because we got a lot to dig through, and this ain't going to be quick. So y'all come on, and I will see you on the inside, okay? Bye. All right. So look, let's get into it. Here's the thing. In the words of Chrisette Michelle, here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. We got to get into some stuff. Now, with that being said, this is what we up against. Hey, Vicky Black, thank you for being 51, Pisces B. Thank you for being 49, Vicky. So We saw that Brit is suing. We're going to pull up TMZ's article. We're going to go through that. We're going to talk about what she's actually claiming in her lawsuit. And then we're going to go over what happened during episode 6. So there's going to be audio from episode 6. I'm telling y'all that ahead of time. If you just getting here and if you ain't got the time, I apologize. Holler at us when you do. We'll be here when you get back. But yeah, we're going to go through some audio from episode 6 to actually talk about what was said. Okay. So let me go ahead and pull up that article. Let's go ahead and get down to it. We ain't got a whole lot of time to waste considering the amount of things we need to get on through. Carrie Clark, thank you for being number 53, sis. Let me pull up that that TMZ article. T Love says she is one time for the one time she ain't never coming back. Okay, praise the Lord. Ain't he all right? Yeah, I think it's very interesting. I think it's very interesting. So we're gonna go ahead and pull it up. Oh, Bang Bang Sleazy is the gift that keeps on giving, ain't she? E-Shell, what up, girl? Say everyone couldn't wait to hear your take on this. You so crazy. You think everybody was waiting on what I was gonna say? Ain't nobody studying me. But let's go and share this screen. Here we go. Here we go. Now it was up. Okay, there you go. So let's go ahead and see if we can read through this. Let me try to make it as big as possible. I don't know why it's not grabbing that screen. Let me try to grab the screen again. Let me try to grab it again. Okay, let's see. Did it grab it this time? It did. Yay. Hey, Destiny, girl, where you been? We miss you. We love you. All right. I'm glad you're here. Okay, Lala got to get her snacks ready. Thank you for being number 56, Destiny. Love you, Bookie. So let me pull my big old face down to the bottom. So we can make sure we can all see, because we got to go through this together. Hey, Ruth Ann Leverett. So let's read, y'all. Let's get into it now. They say she blows up Bravo over oral, you know what, pics. First of all, filing the lawsuit ain't blowing up a goddamn thing. Would you look at this leather sock puppet? Is this the same girl that told y'all before the season she want to see your edges? And the few times she showed us her edges with that leave out, they was looking weak. They was looking weak as a cancer patient. That's all right. That's her. So let's get into what they're saying, and we're gonna go through this whole article because it is not long and it shouldn't take much. Okay, let me grab the pen because I want to be very clear on what Bang Bang Sleazy is alleging in her lawsuit, according to TMZ. Shout out to TMZ. Brit Eady is suing Bravo over a jaw-dropping photo on posters Kenya Moore handed out at her salon opening of what looked like Brit engaged in a blank act last year. Now, I don't know if TMZ intended to get that wrong, but she didn't pass out anything. It was poster boards that she held up. Okay, I think we can all agree that they didn't get that part right, but we're going to get into all of it. We're going to dig into everything that's being said. Okay. In her lawsuit, Eady claims the posters appeared to show her performing oral, you know what, karaoke. And she says Bravo falsely and unmistakably implied it was her in the B-Job pic. Okay, so she's implying that Bravo falsely yet unmistakably implied it was her in the BJ pic. Okay. So she's saying it wasn't her and they implied it was me. So she's looking for $20 million in damages. Girl, bye. Anyway, now it says the Kenya Moore Hair Spa opened in June of 2024. This is when everything happened, as y'all know, because we were watching on social media at the time. June of 2024. And Kenya handed out posters that appeared to show Eady in the oral karaoke act. Eady was not present at the opening, but she blew up about it when she found out. Kenya was subsequently booted from the series. Eady claims Bravo knowingly contributed to a hostile work environment. Okay, so this is the next one. Bravo, she says, knowingly contributed. And I know y'all got a lot of opinions, and I'm ready for them too. Mm-hmm. This is why I be telling y'all, hook a girl up with some notebooks, because I run through notebooks, okay? Trying to keep the story straight. She said they knowingly contributed to a hostile work environment and that they sexually harassed her. I would love to hear the rationale for this one. Okay, she said they sexually harassed her by subjecting her to unwelcome. But okay, so they subjected her. Wow, this is amazing. Subjected her to unwelcome, offensive, and sexualized behavior and comments. Wow. All right, bang, bang. By requiring her to show up to work after she experienced what she called a gendered attack. Wow. Now, I don't know why it's a gendered attack. That's interesting. Y'all two women, but it's a gendered attack. All right, ma'am. Bravo later aired cast members' reaction to the ordeal in an April episode of the show's 16th season. The Real Housewives of Atlanta star filed the lawsuit on Thursday, which was yesterday. Filed yesterday. Against Bravo, its parent company, NBC Universal, and its production companies, Truly Original and Endemol Shine North America, claiming they knowingly misled the public. She claims they knowingly misled the public. The lawsuit alleges defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, sexual harassment, and more. Okay, so the defamation, we're going to get into that. Intentional infliction of emotional distress. This is too money. This is too funny. I wonder what and more means. I'm always very interested in and more, because why couldn't you, if you could write this, why you couldn't write the rest of it? Eady is not asking Bravo for the immediate removal of the episode from public access. Okay, so she wants the episode removed. And at least 20 million in damages. Okay, look at that leather sock puppet. Child, stop it. The Bravo Liberty, TMZ is full of it. The Bravo Liberty filed her lawsuit the same day she said on social media she was not the star of the NSFW posters. I don't know what the hell NSFW is. I'm going to tell you that now. She also confirmed our reporting by letting fans know she skipped out on the reunion. We reached out to reps for Bravo. So far, no word back. So that's what TMZ had to say, y'all. Okay. So, oh, there go Peanut. All right. There go my nephew, King Sankara. All right. Not suitable for work. Thank you for the NSFW because I did not know. I didn't know. Thank you so much. So now let's get into it. Let's get into this thing that we got going on. Mrs. Jones. We got a thing going on. Okay, so let's talk about what it is. Now, yesterday, which was the exact same time that we found out that she did a no call, no show for the reunion. After which, we got this. Is this the one? Is this the one? I think that's the one. Afterwards, we got this, which was a post from Kenya Moore, okay, where she said, I'm disappointed not to be a part of the RHOA 16 reunion taping today. Please know I take full accountability for my actions and deeply apologize to all those affected, including Brittany, the cast, crew, guests, and viewers. I look forward to seeing you all back on Bravo soon. This was at 12:42 p.m. This is after we found out that Bang Bang Sleazy was a no-call, no-show for the reunion. Now, timeline is important, and I'm gonna tell y'all that the timeline is important, and I'm gonna go ahead and make it make sense. That's what a lot of people are asking. Hey, E. Davis, thank you for being 69. So dig. After that, we got the post from Bang Bang herself, where she said that, you know, she wasn't going. It was a dark place. Let me try to pull that up. Let me see if I can get that right. I forgot that one was super small and my eyes are super bad. Hold on. I got it over here so I can see it. But this was her, this was posted on her stories. That was posted on her stories. And so what she ended up posting was, as everyone is now aware, I'm not attending the reunion. This was my decision. The events of this season have devastated me. And while I cannot say much right now, I do want to set the record straight about one thing. The graphic actual photo surrounding the events in episode 5, that photo was not me. As the episode makes clear, I did not see the photo at the time. Rather, I was made aware of the photo being presented at the event. And based on what I was told, assumed that it was somehow a photo of me, which is why I reacted in the way that I did. I do not know who was in the photo, but upon seeing it for the first time recently, I know it was not me. I look forward to seeking accountability and moving past this dark part in my life, Brit, okay, with the stupid heart next to it, okay? So at that time, when we read this yesterday, everybody was like, seeking accountability for what? You claim you wasn't in the photo, so what is the accountability for? And now we get down to it. So what she's claiming, according to the notes that we just took together, I hope you got your notebooks and your pens too, okay? What she's claiming is that Bravo knew it wasn't her in the picture. That's what she's claiming. Hey, Sharon, thank you for being number 7. Right. And you know, a lot of us have said that from the very beginning. Production was there. They had to set up. They saw everything and they were fine with it and they let it go. But in any event, let's get back to what she said. She said that Bravo falsely yet unmistakably implied it was her in the BJ picture, in the karaoke picture, right? So they said, what she's saying is that whoever was singing karaoke, that it wasn't her in the picture at all. And so she's claiming that Bravo knows it wasn't her, and Bravo perpetuated that it was her, and it was somehow Bravo is at fault for, what's being said, and the fact that Kenya said, "Who is this whole Brit Eady is her name." Now, when Kenya did do that, I think that was the picture, that was the poster board with all of her different faces from her surgeries. King Sankara said, so she never asked these people to see the picture. She was just told and carried on emotional like that, basically, and pretended that everybody had seen it. We're going to get into it. Yeah, she's going to have to prove Bravo didn't know it wasn't her. She's going to have to prove that Bravo knew that. This is the problem with y'all, KFS. I'm just reading what the people said. You got here late and you jumped in. This is like jumping double dutch and you gonna get your timing wrong and then you get beat by the rope. I'm literally repeating what they said. Don't do that here. Okay? So she's saying that they knew and they implied it. And the reason I said that she's saying that they knew, okay, let me help you out. I can't stand when people play with me like that. She claimed it was unmistakably implied. So what Brit Eady is saying is that they knew. In order for her to say that they implied it unmistakably, what she is doing is removing the possibility that they could have been confused. She's saying that there's no way they were confused and they knew and they implied it and it was not a mistake, hence the word unmistakably. Hope that helps. I don't know why people do that. Don't come in here playing with me, because one thing I do is I get my notes, and these notes I took on live with y'all. So don't come in here with that. If you can't keep up, go somewhere else. And I had to write a lot of notes on this. So I'm a donkey on the edge. Don't come in here with that goofiness. Find somewhere else to go. So anyway, she's claiming that they knew. They knew and implied it. So what she's accusing them of is, hey, y'all knew it wasn't real, but you wanted more drama. So you said it was me. You implied it was me. You knew it wasn't, but you let everybody carry on like it was me, is what she's saying. Okay. Then she said that Bravo knowingly, see how knowing keeps coming back up? This is for all the lead paint chip folks. Bravo knowingly contributed to a hostile work environment, and they sexually harassed and subjected her to unwelcomed, offensive, and sexualized behavior and comments by requiring her to show up to work after a gendered attack. Now, where I'm messed up is I do not know how this is a gendered attack. And what the hell does that mean? Is Brit Eady trying to tell us that she's trans? I like, and don't come for me. I do not understand, and I'm not being funny. I'm just asking because I need to understand what that means. Like, some of this new terminology goes over my head, and I want to be respectful of everybody, but I don't understand what she means by gendered attack. Like, that one is messing with me. Okay, my nephew say coming for my auntie Florida journalism credentials. Yeah, I don't know why they do that. I've been gossiping since I was 9. I don't get nothing wrong. Yeah. Hey, DB, my other nephew done slid up in here. Say, honestly, Suing was her best bet. She wasn't being invited back, and she does have a strong case, but she doesn't. And I'm going to show you why in just a minute. I don't just say nothing for no reason. She really doesn't. Brit is super slow. I'm not off on anything. I read an article and I read it live. So now what you're going to do is you're not just leaving. Now you're blocked. And I mean, hurry up and block them. Coming in here being goofy. I read a freaking article. Did I read the lawsuit? Slowness? Get out my house. Listen, I don't even know who that is. Don't come back over here. Don't come back over here. Like I literally read it live, and you in here, I read the lawsuit. Well, whoop-de-doo for you. Did you also bathe today? While we covering goofy stuff that doesn't matter. Did you bathe today? Did you brush your teeth? Okay. Hey, Randa. How you doing? Hey, Miss Dime. I bet it was her husband's idea too. We're going to get into all of that. We got to get through what they're saying. This is what they're saying. So the whole knowingly contributed to a hostile work environment. I'm not sure how, unless, and this is where I think it gets interesting for me. If she's saying, right, red lawsuit is still slow, loud and wrong. Loud and wrong. Words mean things. Okay. Oh, Randa helping us out with gendered attack. Because Randa, I was stuck. And y'all know I'm not used to AI yet. So according to AI, gendered attack refers to an act of violence, harassment, or discrimination that specifically targets individuals based on their gender or perceived gender identity. So what the hell is she talking about? King didn't bother her based on her being a woman. She bothered her based on you threatening to shoot her. What that got to do? Yeah, it don't make sense. Hey, SFF. How you doing? Ms. Dime say Bravo refused to show her the picture. But, okay, if that's what she's saying, we got to talk about that too in just a minute. Because there's some things that Brit Eady is saying that's not adding up. So we're going to get to it. Thank you for being 76. I don't think they showed her a picture late. I don't believe she's not the person in the picture. I don't believe any of that. I'm gonna just be honest, but we're gonna get into it because there's a lot of lies told. Nina GZ say this sounds like some shyster lawyer trying to use gender attack to get case law clout by any means necessary. Just gonna get their name in the law book print any way they can. You're so crazy. So they're trying to liken it to femicide. Yeah, but y'all are two women. It wasn't based on you being a woman. It was based on you threatening to shoot that lady in the ghetto over in Bankhead. Lala said, I was confused by that too, sis. What is she trying to say? Agenda? No, she said gendered. She's saying she was attacked because she's a woman. King Sankara said you don't have to be a woman to sing in the microphone. That's true. You see what they were saying about her husband, right? They said he was singing in the microphone. He was doing Pilates, bending over balconies and stuff. So, yeah, I'm not sure how she came up with gendered attack unless she's, saying something else. If so, be clear, babe. Be clear. So it's the hostile work environment. How on earth is she going to say, or how does she mean, should I say, hey, Miss Gardner, how did she mean that they knowingly contributed? How would they, okay, first of all, and I don't like to defend Bravo because I don't like Bravo. Y'all know I feel like Bravo is an enemy to all Black women, and I report on them because y'all want to know about it, and we need responsible social commentary in the middle of laughing at shenanigans. But how would Bravo know how Kenya was going to retaliate to her threatening to shoot her in the ghetto? Like, how would, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's saying, and what she is implying here is that Bravo somehow knew that was going to happen. Unless she's claiming that everybody's response to it was hostile. And we're going to go through some audio, and that's not going to quite add up either. And then that they sexually harassed her by subjecting her to unwelcome, offensive, and sexualized behavior and comments by requiring her to show up to work after the attack, the gendered attack, that we still haven't put together, right? Now, you are under contract. The best thing they could do for you was to get rid of the person that you claim attacked you. Now I'm starting to see Bravo's moves. I didn't think it was great. I still feel like you should have just suspended Kenya for a few episodes and her too, because them doing that, it kind of removes a lot of, in my opinion, and I ain't no law expert at all, but I think it removes a lot of the blame from them. Like, it's going to be hard for her to say that it was a hostile work environment after the attack because the person you claim attacked you was immediately removed, was immediately taken out of the mix for the rest of the season. No confessionals, no reunion, no nada. And if that happens to you and you claim an individual has done this thing to you and that person is completely gone out of the mix, then how on earth did they contribute to a hostile work environment by requiring you to work when you have a contract and you've been paid? So, hey, Yolanda Franklin. So that was interesting to me that she put there. And I would like to know, what was the unwelcome and sexualized behavior and comments that she suffered on the job? Because the audio that we're going to go through, I didn't hear it. And I want us all to kind of listen again together to see if that in fact happened, because I didn't hear it. Okay. I do think it's kind of suspicious. I think it's very telling, and I don't think it's a coincidence that this lawsuit was filed after Kenya's post. I think after Kenya posted and said, I look forward to seeing you all back on Bravo soon, I think that's what prompted her to go ahead and get that lawsuit in, because it was filed yesterday evening. And I think that's what prompted her. I think it was the realization that, yeah, I flopped this season. The fans hated me. The crowd hated me. And let me sue them to get some money, because they're definitely not bringing me back. I didn't show up to the reunion. I don't need the hot seat. All the drama has come out about me not paying the event decorator that I lied and said was a planner, and she's outed me. I owe her $1,750. It's come out that the country club is now suing her husband for 10 racks because y'all didn't pay for the services y'all got that day at the country club. And I think that, you know, she just kind of crashed and burned. And I think this is a Hail Mary. Like, well, I'm going to sue you for sexual harassment, when we didn't see her be sexually harassed. We didn't see it. We didn't see it at all. Okay. Pisces B says, that's true. Bravo catered to Brit more than other peach holders that have been there longer. They sure did. They sure did. And I think it's going to be real tough for her to prove that they harassed her in any way after they didn't even hold her accountable for making threats of gun violence, which is wild. Okay. So I don't think it's a coincidence that she went ahead and filed that suit after she saw Kenya's comment, because I think it was like, oh, wow, I'm really going to be a laughing stock. I didn't go to the reunion. I don't know what they're going to say. I'm not sticking up for myself. You know, everybody's clowning me on the internet for not showing up. And now Kenya's saying, I'll see y'all back soon on Bravo. I think I definitely feel in my heart, honestly, genuinely, that had a lot to do with her deciding to go ahead and do this lawsuit yesterday after that post. Ms. Dime said, I think Brit was approached by these ambulance chasers, maybe Busby. You so crazy. Yeah, nah, this is her. Hey, Brandon, say, with that being said, you got to keep writing. You probably hit the enter and it sent it instead of letting you finish typing. Brit has hit rock bottom and looking for a way out. Yeah, because she needs to pay that $10,000 to that country club and that $1,750 to that decorator. Brandon said, does this mean she's getting fired next season if she's suing? That's what happened to Nene. They fired her, then she sued. They never fired Nene. I don't know why y'all keep saying that. They offered that lady a raggedy contract and she didn't sign it, and then she sued. This lady, I think she knew she wasn't coming back, and that's why she's suing. I don't think with Bang Bang Sleazy, I don't think it's a matter of they didn't bring me back, I'm a sue. I think, they didn't, or they're not bringing me back. Now I'm going to sue you, or I'm going to sue you, so I'm not going to bring you back. I think she's doing it because she knew they weren't going to bring her back. Does that make sense? So if your money low, just say it. Hey, that Key Marie said, I think this is the end of RHOA. I don't think so. I would like it, but I don't think so. Yeah, she wasn't coming back, no way. Yeah, the fans hated her. She sucked. Like, she was nobody's favorite. And then she said that they knowingly misled the public. Now, this is what I think is interesting. So, and the audio is gone. You got some tea back. Can you send it to T? You don't see my information up there. You got my email. You got my Instagram scrolling, and you should be in Discord. Give Auntie the tea if you got it, because I want it. But she's saying that they knowingly misled the public. But like I said, the audio doesn't really go that way. She's claiming Bravo told everybody that she was on a poster board singing karaoke for a man, and Bravo put it out there, but it wasn't Bravo that put it out there. Like, people said what they said, but Bravo didn't say it. I don't know. Isha said they would have brought her back if she had an over the top great reunion. Yeah, but she didn't show up for the reunion, and her season sucked, and people hate her guts. Nina say Brit knows it's over. The lawsuit is the last ditch money grab. Absolutely. I'm at this point, I think she knows that she's not getting $20 million. I think maybe she's hoping they'll settle and give her something, because something is definitely funny with the money. When people are suing you for $1,700, a measly $1,700 is giving something's really funny with your money. Kingston Carr said, I believe that she learned they were not bringing her back and was probably bringing Kenya back. That's what I think. Okay. Oh, okay. Lauren LaRosa said something. Brandon heard. Thank you. Thank you, my love. Brandon said that Lauren LaRosa said on the Breakfast Club this morning that a source told her directly that Kenya is 100% returning next season, and her time with Bravo is absolutely not over regarding the next season of RHOA. Mm-hmm. Well, see, now, nephew, I had kind of figured this out from this right here. When Kenya said this, I knew Kenya had already talked with them people. Kenya ain't said that and she ain't talked with them people. Kenya had already talked with them people. Mm-hmm. So, then the defamation is like, so I guess she's saying they defamed her by saying it was her. Then intentional infliction of emotional distress and more, and she wants the episode removed. Okay, so now, right, she's trying to keep them from keeping Kenya. That's why I said she went and did this after Kenya posted that. When Kenya posted that, she probably made a call or two, confirm, like, is she really getting her job back? She really getting, that's when she filed it. She wants to get some money. Say her broke self would probably be happy with 100 racks. Hell, I'd be happy with 100 racks. You got them. I mean, I take it. I mean, if one of y'all, I ain't got no nasty pictures or nothing. Let me think. One time I made some Jiffy cornbread and I ain't had but one egg. If y'all got a video of that, if one of y'all want to put it out, Peanut, you got to be, if y'all call Peanut, see if she got any videos and y'all can put them out. I would take 100,000 if I can get it. Okay. I'm just saying. Say when Aquarian Kenya Summer Moore apologized, the check had cleared and she was coming back. Yep. That's what it's giving. The check done cleared the bank for Kenya. Bone Thugs and Harmony just made her. Not Bone Thugs and Harmony. Mad because Kenya returning and she ain't. Yep. And she trying to get what she can because she know it's over. Okay. Peanut say, let her think. Now let her think. Y'all come up with a plan and then I'm going to act shocked. I'm going to do just like Bang Bang. I'm going to cry. I'm going to plug my nose up and cry. And then we're going to go get this money. Okay. We're going to get it. So, yeah, so she want the episode removed. Now, let's get to the rest of the notes. We got pages. Now, what I've had to do is go back through episode 6. Yeah, I had to go back. We had to take it on back because of what was said. Now, I got the notes on what was said, but some of this stuff we're going to listen to. Oh, before we get into this, my condolences to Lil Wayne, because he has been drugged up and down the internet, the YouTube, the Twitter, the Instagram. People are dragging him and stomping him out like a brush fire over the Carter 6. I will say that I did go listen to a couple of tracks, and my condolences. Gone so soon. Okay. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Okay. Yes, thank you, nephew. Then I got to tell y'all that I'm no longer able to design outfits because of the video. Right. I'm too emotionally, what she say? Emotional what? Hold on. Emotionally distressed. I've got too much emotional distress. Yeah. Yeah, my condolences. My condolences. My heartfelt condolences to the bereaved. Bianca said, I was about to say what happened to him. Hell, what happened to us? Because I don't know why he put that out there on us. I don't know what we ever did to him. I mean, I cracked the joke or two about your dreads, but it was no reason to go scorched earth like he did with that horrible album. But anyway, now, in this episode, the first thing that we're going to get into why didn't we get into we're gonna get into what the lady said, because she said it had the ladies' reactions to it or whatever. Brandon say it's confusing. Didn't she threaten to pop out Kenya? Why isn't that being called out? They don't need to. They don't even need to. She's sinking her own battleship. Nephew say, did she mention losing her insurance license in the lawsuit? Is that the more? That's what I want to know. Is that the more? Lord Sis say, you mean emotionally stunted, arrested development, Brit EBT. I keep telling y'all, don't call her that. EBT is wonderful. And I'm still asking who want to sell me some stamps. But anyway, so the reason I'm about to play this particular part of the audio is because I want y'all to hear that literally nobody said anything that could be construed as sexual harassment or sexual comments or anything. I want y'all to hear what the ladies actually said. So we're going to have some audio or whatever. Right, Bitter T, put some respect on EBT. Ain't nothing like some stamps. I'd be happy somebody sell me some stamps. Y'all know I'm from Florida. I ain't getting no shame in my game. It is what it is. Okay. Yolanda crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna let y'all hear what the women had to say.
Expect my friend. I've seen a lot in this group, and in Kenya's situation, it really hit differently for me because I just hold it to a higher standard. Sending me information. Triggered me.
Now let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. Now, another reason why this ain't gonna fly like she think, hey, Anil, thank you for being number 90, is because we heard Kenya say, and they sent me stuff, and they kept sending me stuff, and this is some nasty work. So even on camera, even though we didn't see the pictures, we have Kenya saying that someone sent it to her. So Kenya is not even saying she know for a fact it was her. She said people sent her stuff on Brit Eady, and they sent me some more stuff. And Yolanda, she probably is going to go after Cynthia if Cynthia's there next season, and I think she should. I do. I think she should. Okay. Miss Dime, thank you for the super chat, boo. So I kind of want Brit to win and take Bravo down. Kenya's statement is late. This late is sus. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I definitely want Bravo to go down, but it ain't going to be for this. Yeah, Cynthia does need to shut up. But we got to hear what's being said. The fact that Kenya's saying they sent this to me, she's not even saying she know for a fact. So let's just keep listening. I want y'all to listen to what's being said and who's saying what, okay? And don't worry, I got notes so I can go back and reiterate and we can keep it all straight. It's all wrote down, okay?
And it hurt me. It was just very ugly, and it was really hard to digest. Listen, we're ready to go right now. You want to be on camera no more? Yeah, I wanted you to turn that off for me. I wanted you to take my mic off.
So in that first scene after everything happened, you know, because I think it went down like at the end of episode 5, what we ended up seeing was at the beginning of episode 6, was like the recap of what happened at the previous episode. So the first person actually to tell Brit that it was her was Kelly. Remember, Brit was outside, and the first thing we heard was Kelly running up to her. I ain't gonna let them disrespect my friend. She was the first one to go and tell her what was shown, right? That's the first person she got it from. In regards to the ladies in question, no one made any sexual comments about her. And we're going to listen to some more because nobody made any sexual comments whatsoever about her. Okay. So speaking of the ladies' comments, we had Shamia saying, I felt in my heart and in my stomach, I've never seen anything so low. Porsha said that was disgusting when she was standing outside. Kelly was like, I couldn't imagine what was on the rest of those posters. I don't know how gonna be able to get over this. Cynthia was like in this group, and Kenya's situation, it really hit differently for me because I hold her higher standard. Then ended up saying, which we heard, it triggered me, it hurt me. It was very ugly and was hard to digest. They showed Cynthia chastising Kenya on camera. Now that part with Cynthia, I didn't have a problem with because that's your friend said to your friend. It was all the interviews after that kind of threw me off, right? And Brandon, you so crazy, and I'm with you. But nobody said anything out of the way. We got Cynthia, like I said, chastising her on camera, like you're better than that. You know, you shouldn't have done that or whatever. They showed Porsha outside again, upset, saying she was ready to go. Take the camera off her, take the mic off of her. She was ready to go. Then they allowed her to film with her husband. We're going to listen to the audio on that too real quick. Hey, Taya, thank you for being number 93. We're going to listen to the audio on that real quick also. But let me give you the quick synopsis of that scene. Now, that scene happened 48 hours later. And I want y'all to bear in mind of the 48 hours later. So this is apparently 2 days after the incident took place at Kenya's salon or spa opening or whatever you want to call it, right? And they gave her the opportunity to get in front of the camera, tell her own story in her own words, explain how she felt about what happened to her and everything else, right? During that scene, and y'all are going to hear it because I'm going to let you hear it. During that scene, Bang Bang tells us, the audience, hubby, whoever's listening, that she has not slept in 24 hours. Ma'am, that happened 48 hours ago. So you're telling us in this scene that 2 days later, you slept the first day just fine, but it was the next day that you didn't sleep for 24 hours, right? 24 hours, she says she didn't sleep, okay? Then she claimed that she was DM'd by Kenya's minions, business partners, and she was getting texts. And I said, wow, isn't that interesting? So 2 days later, the first day you slept fine. The next day you didn't sleep for 24 hours and you were getting DMs from Kenya's minions and from your clients, and you were getting text messages. Here's the problem. Now, when we go back to June of last year, none of us knew what happened. When everything was first reported, we did not even know. It took us like almost a week, not quite a full 7 days, but I know it took us some days to find out what really happened. The first thing that we heard was that Kenya had shown stuff on this girl, and because they got into it, and Kenya showed this stuff on this girl. Right, Amanda? It wasn't even on camera yet. So who the hell would have been DMing her? But what I'm covering is the social media aspect, because okay, people can DM you when stuff hits social media, and we know lately a lot of stuff hits social media before the season even airs. What I'm saying, on the time scale of last year when this first broke, the first, I would say, good 3-4 days, we were still up in the air with two conflicting stories. Y'all remember the one in the two? If you don't, because I'm going to remind you, we had two conflicting stories, y'all. We had Brit Eady's version of the story that came out that hit page 6. that her and Kenya got into it, and they her and Kenya got into it, and Kenya went nuclear and did the revenge cornucopia. It shook up everything. And then we heard a different version of it. And the first person I heard to put the different version out was DJ Richie Sky. Shout out to DJ Richie Sky, which he said he knew somebody who knew somebody who knew something about it. And they said that the girl had threatened Kenya with a firearm. And so I'm like, whoa, did that really happen? So those, at that point, 2, 3, 4 days later, all we had was 2 stories. Nobody other than the people who was there saw anything. The bloggers who was there didn't put anything out for a while. I want to say maybe by day 4, day 5, one of the bloggers gave us audio, but there was no video of what was in that salon. But during this scene with her husband that we're about to listen to, we're going to hear her saying that people, Kenya's minions were DMing her. We're also going to hear her. Hey, Michael Morris. King Sankara says exactly. Nobody via social media knew exactly what was shown or what happened, and they definitely didn't know about the events that led up to it. No, we didn't. We had 2 conflicting stories. Kenya's team had put that out, and I was like, well, Kenya do lie sometimes, so I don't know whether that's true or not true. We weren't even sure about the revenge cornucopia until we got the audio, and we got that days later. And y'all remember, we listened to it over here, and the only way we could confirm that it was something that was graphic, because if y'all remember, during that time, we heard the audio, we heard somebody in the background say, that's a penis. So we knew that there was at least male genitalia on the pictures. And we saw the little, the shot of the poster boards tucked somewhere, and we couldn't see what was on them other than insurance fraud hoe. Like, we couldn't see nothing. Hey, Michael Morris said, as Nene once said, you're riding the wrong team. Shame on Bravo. Karma was slapped in their face with the Brit lawsuit. You so crazy. Yeah, I think Bravo was being strategic. Maybe they suspected she was going to pull a move like this, and this was their move to cover their tail so she wouldn't have a leg to stand on. I don't know. So all we had was statements saying that there was no gun threat. Yep, I remember that there was no gun threat. Bravo at the time lied for Brit and said they investigated and there was no, you know what I mean? And then for us to, months and months later to watch this season and see that there absolutely was. Like, it was a lot. It was a lot. Bianca said, that's why I said she was lying about losing her license. When they did the dinner 2 days later, I was like, at that time, nothing was even leaked yet. We were still trying to figure it out. Right. Okay. But let me tell you what else she said, and then we're going to listen to this audio. So after she said that she was being DM'd by, according to her, Kenya's minions, business partners, and she was getting texts. They were blowing up her phone. She asserted that Kenya planned this. I don't know what she meant. Obviously she planned enough to go to Kinko's and get them poster boards and get pictures blown up and stuff. She planned that part, but I'm not sure how Bravo, not Bravo, but I'm not sure how Kenya could have planned for you to threaten to shoot her because she called you a peasant like that. I hope that's not what she's implying. Okay. To ruin her reputation in business. Brit, your reputation is a hoe. I don't know how somebody implying that you sang karaoke for a gentleman on some August evening is going to ruin your reputation as a hoe. Like, you have a reputation as a hoe, and it looks like you embrace it. And I'm not knocking it. More power to you. If that's your thing, do your thing, right? Do your thing. But it's just confusing to me. But these are the things that she was saying. Then she claimed to get calls from clients and said that she might lose her license over this situation. Now, my side note in the notes is that when she was at the brunch thing where Kelly had them raw grits, she had already talked to Shamia and told Shamia she lost the license already. But in this scene, you're going to hear her say she might lose it. This is after she said she had already lost it. So let's get this audio popping. I want y'all to hear exactly what she said. Don't take my word for it. Right. She might want to be careful and not get a countersuit. Yep. Kept lying. Kept lying. Hey, Brandon Martin. You're so crazy. Hey, Sean, living life. Producer used Brit to get rid of Kenya once Kenya was out on pause. Production played in Brit's face and made her look like the fool she is. Well, the problem is they're bringing Kenya right on back. Yep. That's the way it's looking. I can't confirm it because I don't know. Lauren LaRosa says somebody directly involved told her straight up that's what it was. I already suspected it based on Kenya's post yesterday. Whew. But let's get into this audio. Okay. This is her and the husband. Listen real quick.
Come on, put your other hair bow in, please. Thank you, Bob. You so pretty. You so lovely.
What you doing? Oh, wow.
I have not slept in like 24 hours. You say hi, Daddy?
I told you 2 days later, but she said she ain't slept in 24 hours. Okay.
I've had all of Kenya's minions, my friends, my colleagues, my business partners DMing me. I've been getting texts. It's just like she doesn't even realize the damage that she has caused. Like, I can't, like, I'm still in shock that this happened. I don't want to deal with all this mess.
That shit is crazy.
I spent $250 on flowers for her. So as I'm walking out the door, you bring out some billboards of me naked and trying to like talk about what work I've had done. Like, you tried to publicly humiliate me in front of 200 people on the mic. On the mic.
At her salon.
Yeah, so she's stressing it, honey. Oh, the damage she's done at her salon. Miss Dime said Nene is confirmed by Jesse Wu. Jesse Wu does not work for Bravo at all. Jesse Wu is also the same person that claimed Ming Lee gave the pictures to Kenya for us to find out that wasn't right either. So Jesse Wu hears some stuff because she, be around the girls, but I don't know that for a fact. I don't know that for a fact. I would love to, to see Nene on my screen, even though I don't want Nene to save them, but we don't know that for a fact. So I'm going to keep saying I don't know that for a fact because I don't know that for a fact. When we know it for a fact, we'll say it. She should have spent $250 on that catering. Amen. Amen. I'm just happy I never have to hear that nasal voice again. Right. So let's try to get past some of this nonsense with her husband.
To ruin my reputation, my business. I'm getting calls from my clients. Like, what is this? I might lose my license over this.
So listen to what she's saying. I'm getting calls from my clients saying, what is this? What is what? This is the same lady who's now telling us that she's just now seeing the picture. She never saw the picture. So what on earth could your clients be calling you to say, what is this? What is what? What is what? What is what? But just listen to what people say.
Just what's crazy about everything is it's just like when I was young, I made mistakes like any other teenagers. I've had 2 incidents in my life that I wasn't the most proud of. I let my boyfriend film me giving oral as a teenager. And in my early 20s, I tried webcam. I can own that and I could say I've made mistakes.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the obvious lies being told. Because this was also said. The 2 incidents, the teenager with the boyfriend recording her singing karaoke, and in her 20s doing the webcam naked with her friend. Now, that's what she claimed. Mind you, we were live on this channel, and I was able to hit a link and go to the cornucopia page And she was right there. Live and in living color. Live and in living color. She was right there. Okay. So that's the first problem with that, right? First problem. And let's talk about something else. You're also going to hear her saying that she got everything wiped off the internet. Ma'am, if all you did was some webcam with your friend and sing karaoke for a boy at 17, why the hell was you doing that? She was fast, I guess. Why would you have to wipe everything from the internet, Brit? What is everything? What on earth is everything? If all I had was 2 incidents, if y'all understand what I'm saying, put a 7 in the chat. Let me get a 7 if y'all understand the questions that I'm asking. I wiped everything from the internet. What is everything? You said there were only 2 incidents. There was 2 incidents, but I wiped everything. You're also going to hear her. I see the 7s. Okay. We're also going to hear her say she was more hurt that she wanted to humiliate me. That doesn't make sense either. Now, during this time, this is after the previous episode. If y'all recall, she had just got through going through a whole apology tour for threatening to shoot that girl. And anybody that's still saying, oh, but it wasn't really a threat, clearly it was, and she knew it, and that's why she went on an apology tour. Nobody goes on an apology tour to apologize for not threatening to shoot you. And y'all know that's what she did. So why would you be sitting up there, giving us this performance? I'm more hurt than she wanted to humiliate me. Ma'am, you threatened to shoot somebody. You threatened to shoot a person. It's not too far-fetched that they would want to humiliate you or beat your tail or, I don't know, send crackheads to rob your house or something. Hey, Alexis Paraset, welcome. If this is your first time, let us know. Welcome, welcome. Let me put welcome in the chat. Okay, y'all welcome Alexis. All right, if you don't mind, even if you do, welcome Alexis. So we're also going to hear her say that she alleged Kenya dug this up. This is after she said that she had everything wiped after saying, maybe a breath before there was only 2 incidents that Kenya had to dig it up. Where could she dig it up from? If you really believe that everything was wiped off the internet, hey Nina, how could she dig it up? Dig it up from where? Is there a photo archive, or are you telling us that it's still on the internet? See, this is the thing. She does a lot of double speak. She claimed that everything she built was overshadowed by what was on the internet. How could it be on the internet when you're telling us that you paid to have everything wiped? I have a hard time believing that you paid to have everything wiped when you wouldn't even pay for the food for your event and Bravo gave you a budget. You still owe the country club $10,000. But you expect us to believe that you paid to have everything wiped from the internet. And that, my dear, is after we went and researched on this channel, looked up the information that it's impossible to wipe everything because you would have to know every single site that you're listed on. And you clearly didn't. Oh, she's so sweet. So look. So she said it was overshadowed by what was on the internet, ma'am. Whatever you built, if there was things on the internet, they were on the internet, whether Kenya mentioned it or not. And then of course, we hear the scene ending with her husband telling her, don't worry about it. That was weird to me. She's up here crying and it's giving, he knows you're faking. And so he's pretending to give you consolation because he knows it ain't that serious. Because who the hell, what man says, oh, don't worry about it? When somebody is, putting pictures out of his wife that are not true or, harmful, or she's really, really hurt. I don't know anybody who would say, don't worry about it. But that's what he did. So let me let y'all listen. Lala says she went to Lie University with Drew. They're sorority sisters, honey. Lie moo lie. That's what it is. So listen.
more hurt that she wanted to try to humiliate me with using something from my past. I had everything wiped from the internet. And so the fact that she went and dug this up is...
You hear that, right? Where the hell could she dig it up from? I had everything wiped from the internet, but she dug it up. From where? From where? And y'all can miss me with that Ming crap. Ming ain't sent nothing. Ming told y'all that, and Kenya told y'all that too. Ming ain't sent a goddamn thing. And she didn't have to, because the stuff was right on the internet, because I was able to hit a link and go straight to it. And Ming told her that online. While you blaming me and lying on me, girl, your stuff is still on the internet right now. While you talking, it's still on the internet. So listen.
Disgusting. Like, how dare she? She thinks this is okay. I haven't slept since.
Look, listen to the lies. She think it's okay. So when you threaten to shoot somebody, it's unheard of that they would retaliate. Like, girl, stop. Now, would I have done what Kenya did? No, I'd have beat her tail. But I'm from Ocala. However, you know, I ain't slept since. Girl, you just got through telling us you ain't slept in 24 hours. And it's 2 days later. So you clearly slept since, according to you, right?
And I'm constantly reminded. And everything that I built, everything that I worked so hard for, everything is overshadowed by all of this online. Everything. No woman should have to go through what I'm going through with this situation. Nobody should have to deal with being publicly shamed in front of the world.
But the question would be, if you participated in cornucopia and it was published online, wasn't the world gonna see it? Wasn't they gonna see it? Just like when you was planning to do that show with Stevie J and be the hoe wrangler, wasn't they gonna see that too? Okay. Hey, Dorothy.
Okay. Don't worry about it, all right?
Yeah, he said, don't worry about it, all right? Crazy. Deranged. Mm-hmm. Yep, $5,000 to $3,000 a month to scrub the internet. Yeah, because they gotta keep doing it over and over, because they gotta keep trying to find every site that you're on. Tell them again, Brandon. But you know, some people fall for her stuff because they don't really know how things actually work. So yeah. Say, girl, please, you still got the carpet burns on your knees. That's tough. That's tough. The show didn't get greenlit, so she couldn't. So now let's talk about what's going on. Now, Kelly's going to come by there and we're going to hear some more comments. Now, this scene is important, and it's important that we listen to the audio on this scene for a couple of reasons. Taya, you and Dorothy Wayne, y'all crazy. Okay, I'm glad y'all here, but y'all crazy. So, listen. When Kelly come over, this scene is important, and we need to hear what's being said. Hey, Celine, because when Kelly came by, she came by to give her like a play-by-play of what happened in there once she was gone. And now during that scene, we're going to hear Kelly tell a lie on Kenya. And don't worry, I'll stop it and let you know when the lie get told, because it was random and for no reason. And stuff like that, y'all know, it kind of like digs at the back of my neck, because what are you lying for? Like, the situation was dramatic enough without adding lies. This was around the time, well, I already knew I didn't like Kelly by then, but this was around the time I knew I couldn't stand her at all. Because now, little girl, you lying about nothing. Like, there was no reason. What was that lie for? Seasoning? What, you know, it was just random. Production absolutely showed that what she claimed happened did not happen. We see that Kelly is illiterate. She made up a word. Brit claimed Kenya had been poking her since the moment she met her. None of us saw this. And Kelly's sitting there just, you know, agreeing and going, oh yeah, I know. So that was interesting too. So let's take a little gander. Hey, when in Rome. Who is they? Who is they? Help me understand who is they. And I didn't see a photo. Somebody sent me a link to a porn site. So who is they? Who on earth would that be? Or are you playing on my chat? So let's get down to it. Because anybody said I saw a photo. I saw a link to the site. And I still have the link in my phone. So anybody that told you I lied on her, tell them their mammy is a lie. Tell them that, okay? I hope you playing. Because anybody claimed that I lied and said I saw a picture when I literally said I have a link that took me directly to the cornucopia site and I saw your movie. The link is still in my phone. And I think it's still in Discord too. So it's not even like exclusive. That part. So tell them their mammy is a lie. Tell them that, matter of fact, tell them their mammy is a rotten coochie lie. Tell them that their mammy is a maggot eating hoe of a lie. Because I ain't said nothing like that. No, it wasn't no way up cam. But no, don't come here playing with me today. I ain't in the mood. I love you, but don't come with that. We had one of them coming here when in Rome, got on my nerves early. And I know I got to get through all this mess in here. All right, y'all, listen up. This is the part where Kelly come over to try to give her the play-by-play. All of this is important because the way you so crazy time I heard it from Mama Joyce. But the way that she's saying it about her lawsuit, that Bravo did this, Bravo said that, Brit, this was your scene. You talked about this at length. Only thing we heard them ladies say is, oh, I can't believe it. This was hard to take. Porsha talking about it triggered me. It hurt me. Cynthia said this coming from Kenya hit different because I had a higher standards from her. We heard Shamia saying that, you know, she ain't never seen nothing like this. And, you know, none of that was them talking about it. The first people, I'm willing to say the only people we hear talking about it in depth is her to her husband, her to Kelly, and then we got a scene later with her and her mama. You know, with the $39.99, you know, shake and go on. So let's get on past this. And Kelly showing up at her house. Let's get ready to hear the audio on this because this is who we hear talking about it.
Hey, Fred.
Oh, you look so beautiful. I look like
Seriously? You always look a mess. Come on now.
So I always look a mess.
You always look fabulous.
Look at that.
I always want my friends to show up for me how I would show up for them. What you got? Some food, pasta salad.
When in Rome said don't matter, said she was forced to film. Yes, you're gonna film. You signed a contract, and the person you claim attacked you was fired. So there was no reason not to show up and film. How do you think you're gonna not show up and film and still collect your check? You're gonna show up and you're gonna film. They got rid of the person you said harassed you. Hey, Josh Star, thank you for being 109. Yeah, but that ain't all she said. She's claiming that there was sexual comments that was unwanted and offensive, and it was sexual harassment. And what I'm showing is the only people talking about it was her, Kelly, her and her husband, her and her mammy. Now let's get into it.
She doesn't even want to go out the house at this point. So I just wanted to come over and show her some love.
Shut up, Kelly.
I got a little like, what do you have going on? Is she here? Oh my God. IV fluids and
yeah,
will do. And that's why I'm like, well, screw that. I'm I hope that as I get older, I don't become like Kenya. Listen, you got to say a prayer on that one because I could never. But you know what disappoints me? Like, she was nothing like that with me. Me and her had such a good conversation. That's why I'm like, well, screw that. I'm confused of why, like, we're at her grand opening. The goal of the salon is to uplift and make women.
Hey, thank you. If they didn't let her film, she would have claimed that they fired, that they silenced her. Yeah, they didn't let me tell my story from my side. They didn't let me defend myself. Outside the box say I'm late, but is she claiming they didn't tell her that it was her on the picture until recently? She claiming it ain't her on the picture. And she claiming she didn't know it wasn't her and she ain't know nothing about it. And that, you know, they sexually harassed her with comments about sexuality, about a gender attack. And she claimed that it wasn't her and Bravo knew it wasn't her and they perpetuated it. And they knowingly misled the public. And I'm like, misled who? Bravo didn't leak this information, ma'am. Your camp leaked the story. Kenya camp leaked the story. Bravo ain't leak us nothing at all. Now they benefited from it because we was all watching, but Bravo didn't leak a goddamn thing. Y'all did that. You and Kenya. Your camp put out a story. Her camp put out a story. Then welcome outside the box. If this your first time, sugar, welcome. If not, welcome back. Let us know. Hey, Anna Filson, thank you for being 110. Then when everything happened in the season, the ladies was like, oh my God. We heard Kenya say, who is this whole Brit Eady is her name. We never saw the pictures. The first person who said they're not going to disrespect my friend was your friend, Kelly. Bravo. How did Bravo do any of what? What happened? You see? And then listen to what they talking about. I want y'all to hear this.
And empowered. And I'm like, where you are tearing another woman down in the midst of your grand opening? Like, are you serious?
So listen to who's talking. Here you are tearing another woman down in the middle of your grand opening. You're the woman who threatened to shoot her. So talking about a woman or showing her dirty work online is too far to go, but threatening the shooter is perfectly cool. Okay, at least we know where these hoes' values at. Okay. Dime say, question, those people that attended Kenya's event, they got sexually harassed? I don't know, but they not suing. Bang Bang is, and she was gone.
Thank you. And I thought that, honestly, like, when she said throw away the flowers, right? She did this whole thing, throw away the flowers. I was like, oh my God, this is too much. And she was like, stop.
That's what a lie got told. Then she's like, stop it. Now she's lying, saying Kenya pointed at her, yelled at her, stay out of it. Y'all heard her. Let me run it back because I want y'all to hear her tell that lie again. This is why I don't like Frodo Baggins, because all Frodo do is lie. She yells, she's loud, and she tell a lot of lies. So I'm gonna let y'all hear Frodo lie one more time, and then directly after that, we got production showing what Kenya actually said and how she actually said it. Okay.
And another woman down in the midst of your grand opening? Like, are you serious?
Thank you.
And I thought that, honestly, like, when she said throw away the flowers, right? She did this whole thing, throw away the flowers. I was like, oh my God, this is too much. And she was like, stop. Give them somebody homeless outside. Because it's safe.
Now, mind you, if you listen to Frodo Baggins, she's like, throw away the flowers. You stay out of it. And what did we hear Kenya say? Get it on out of here and give it to somebody homeless. We didn't hear her yell one time. Kenya was acting like she had lost her mind. She had a few too many shots. She was, y'all know how us awkward girls get. By the time, it's there and it's up, we ain't yelling because ain't no point in yelling. She had made up her mind what she was going to do. We didn't hear Kenya yell at all. Okay.
Are you serious?
Listen.
Thank you.
And I thought that, honestly, like, when she said throw away the flowers, right? She did this whole thing, throw away the flowers. I was like, oh my God, this is too much. And she was like, give them somebody homeless outside. Because it's safe. At least let me keep the card. No, don't keep the card. Don't keep the card. I don't want the card. Okay. Stay out of it. And it was like,
real calm and collected, stay out of it. But by the time she's over here gassing up Bang Bang, so if anybody gassed you up, it was your friend Kelly. Bravo ain't gassed you up. Kelly gassed you up. And then she turned on you the minute she thought Shamil was her friend and then she could sit at the cool kids table. She turned on you, but Kelly gassed you up, honey.
It was really crazy. And the next thing I know, once that second poster came out, I was like, how tasteless can you be?
This helper say how distasteless. Y'all type that in the chat because I don't know how to spell distasteless. She said that. Listen.
Oh, this hoe is really crazy. And the next thing I know, once that second poster came out, I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm gonna stand for this bullshit. How
tasteless can you be?
How distasteless can you be?
I'm so glad I was not there.
But I feel like it was a trigger.
She wanted me to be
Yeah,
there.
I feel like it was
Kelly,
a
she
trigger.
wanted me to be there. She wanted me to attack her.
Yes.
She wanted to get a rise out of me. She's been poking me since the moment I met her.
I know, lady.
Listen to her. I know. That lady ain't poked you. You harassed and stalked that woman, and you got what you was looking for. Because Kenya just as nasty as you. And look like she better at it. Because you was crying. Kenya didn't. Hey, Aries son, thank you for being 112. No, yeah, that's how you spell distasteless. Yeah, because that's what she said, distasteless. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gifty say Kenya tore another woman down. Child, please. She tore herself down. She tore herself down. Taya said, this tastes less. Dang, maybe that's how you do it. It tastes less. When in Rome say, yeah, play the victim. That's what she's supposed to do. When in Rome is crazy. Yeah, good old distasteless. This is too much, honey. Emotional distress and hostile work environment. Pooh. That, yeah, no, not so much. Because where's the hostility? The person that you're claiming was hostile was Kenya, and Kenya was fired immediately. The only people that I see talking about it, at least from this audio that we're going through tonight and notebook, is you and your husband, you and Kelly, and then we're going to get a scene with her and her mama. Now, it's going to come up again over at Shamia's house when they have that get together, when they over there getting together at Shamia's house with Mama Morton. And when it comes up, they're not even like going into detail. And Kelly wanted the to kind of talk about it. Shamia brought it up, to try to, I guess, move the conversation along. But when they got into it and, they talked around it. So there was still no sexual comments. Because remember what she's alleging happened. Let me go to what she said they did to her now. She said that they sexually harassed her by subjecting her to unwelcome, offensive, and sexualized behavior or comments. From who? She said that that's what they did to her by requiring her to show up to work after the attack. Now, has she said that that's what Kenya did? Okay, maybe so. That could be construed that way. Hey, Tandra. But when you claim that happened to you because you returned to work, when she returned to work, it was 48 hours later, according to what's on film, right? From the time she came back, have y'all heard? Let me know in the chat. Have y'all heard anything that we can say was hostile, offensive, or sexualized behavior or comments? I didn't for up till now. This is after she came back. We ain't heard nobody make no offensive, unwelcomed, or sexualized behavior or comments to her upon her coming back. Yeah, but the fans are not at her job, and Bravo can't control social media. Tia say, is Tyrone her attorney? Maybe she got Tyrone. Oh, Angela said you got miles on your mouth. But we don't know if that had anything to do with that. That was episodes later. That's going to be tough to prove. That's my whole point. When she returned to work after this, nobody said anything. That was episodes and episodes later. And that was an exchange that she initiated and provoked. And also made sexual comments to Angela. Actually, she initiated the sexual comments. So that's going to be tough to tie into this. Yeah, it's going to be tough. No, when in Rome, she don't have nothing. Like, I know you're trying to help her out with a back bend, but it's not working. It's not working. So, listen. The next thing after this, we got the thing at Shamia's house. Let me tell y'all what's in this one. The synopsis, and then we're going to hear, and there it go. Right. Yep. But remember, the sexual commentary came from Brit first. And then Angela was ready to go back at her. And so that's what they did. That's what they did. This was after they got back from Nashville. So this was episodes and episodes later, and they had a back and forth with the soothsayer up in there, the witch. And after that, those two started making, they went back and forth, and it started with Brit making a sexual comment first, and then they went back and forth saying distasteful things to each other. Okay. So at Shamia's house, all the ladies are there, everybody but Bang Bang. They started talking about the salon stuff. Shamia sparked that conversation. Okay. And then Kelly was talking about, oh, she did this to try to tear another woman down in that moment. And, and said, we can't go that low and whatever. Right. Hold on. What my baby say? We'll see when they settle and close the case and send on away. I doubt it. If Brandy Glanville don't have a case with Andy Cohen on FaceTime telling her that he want to hunt somebody in front of her and she watching, he pretend it's her. If they didn't settle with her, she ain't getting no money. She ain't getting no money because Brandy had a case. If anybody had a case, that was cut and dry, and Andy admitted to it. So if she ain't getting no money, this girl ain't getting no money. Watch. Not a goddamn thing. She's still gonna owe that $10,000 to the country club when she done. Right, Vet, old delusional Bang Bang. So look, she said, after Kelly said, we can't go that low. Porsha said, I was in complete shock. I've seen Kenya act out before. But something I've never seen her do was to take it to that extent. And Kenya chose to twirl on down the hill. Still, no conversation about the event. Like nobody's making any sexual commentary. Nope. Andy did not say she was mentally ill. Andy said that he said it. He admitted to it and said that he was joking. And there's still the issue of a power dynamic because he was her boss and they didn't settle with her. So that part, it ain't going to work. Like she's screwed unless she can prove this stuff. And like, I don't know who said it earlier. She better hope they don't have a countersuit for her because her not showing up at that reunion. I had already said they need to sue her. Like you have done quite a lot, Miss Ma'am. Bang, bang, shoot 'em up. And you should have been at that reunion to sit in your hot seat, especially after you got on camera and lied on a small business owned by a Black woman and claimed that she was your event planner when she was just a decorator and blamed her for your poor planning and you having this event and telling her you could not afford to feed everybody you were inviting. And you blamed her for menus being out and stuff like that. That lady didn't have nothing to do with that. You lied on that woman and then you didn't pay her. She had to get a letter of debt from a lawyer sent to you for her $1,750. All of those things should have been addressed on that reunion stage and you didn't go. So I feel like Bravo, I already said the minute I heard that she was a no call, no show that Bravo should sue her. And I still think Bravo should sue her. This is a mess. So anyway, after Porsha said that she chose to twirl on down the hill, Kelly says that I think she's still in hell. And why? I don't know. Shamia was in her confessional and said, I'm 1,000% sure Kenya went too far. No woman would want to see themselves plastered on a poster board doing those acts. Kelly said, I like Kenya, wish her well, but I don't know if I would be able to forgive her. It was premeditated action. It was too premeditated for me. Porsha was in the confessional because, in the place they were asking her, would you forgive her or whatever? She, stuttered, didn't really answer. But in her confessional, she was like, if it was me, we'd have been done, like done, right? So again, the ladies are not making any sexual commentary. They're not cracking jokes. They're not saying anything inappropriate about her or to her. Like up till now, like this is after the situation took place. I'm not seeing it. Where is the unwelcomed, offensive, and sexualized behavior or commentary that she got by showing up to work after they fired the person you said attacked you? You get what I'm asking? It's just not. It's not adding up for me. So let's get to this audio and let's get to the thing over at Shamia's house so that we can hear firsthand what these women are talking about. And yeah, we're gonna go from there. Okay, let's get into it.
Hey, just wanted to let you know.
Hold on, it went too far. Hold on. I gotta get past some stuff because you know when you go get other people's stuff, they be having commercials. But yeah, but you know what? While we're waiting on them, let me say this too. I think on top of, I still believe that this post from Kenya is what made her go ahead and drop her little lawsuit, because it happened after this, of course. I think the other reason we're seeing this happen is because the season didn't go the way she thought, which we talked about this just yesterday. She thought that she was going to pull a Drew on Kenya. She thought, okay, the people who don't like Kenya, I'll pick them up as fans. I'll have a guaranteed check. It blew up in her face. And literally, because Bravo sent Kenya home, I think she got a lot more heat. And I think that's where some of the ire in her claims is coming from. It's like, well, if it's not me, and I can say it wasn't me, or it's not clear, you can't prove it's me, and I'm going to say it's not me, then okay, if Bravo hadn't fired Kenya, the people wouldn't hate me like they hate me. I really believe that she's blaming how much the fans don't like her for why people went and dug up her stuff. Like you said, oh, I scrubbed the internet. People literally went and got the cornucopia sites and sent out the links. So, you know, they went about doing what Bravo fans do. Bravo fans are some of the baddest detectives on the internet. Honestly, Bravo fans are some of the baddest detectives on the internet, including some of y'all in here. So I think she underestimated the fans, the whole situation. Like she really was in over her head. And the stuff that happened with her polo, horses, golf club, stilettos, tea hats, draws, and an empty brown box party where she didn't pay for the food. I think she feels like a lot of that happened as far as us finding out that she still owes the event planner and what's his name? I can't remember that young man's name. The young clear fella that talked to the event decorator Bella and got the real tea on it and got a copy of the debt letter and a copy of the lawsuit against her husband from the country club. I think she feels like this season was a disaster for her because of how much people disliked her for seeing that, yeah, you did threaten that lady with a firearm and she was fired. And a lot of people felt like, oh, Kenya's fired because of you. While that's indirectly true, I still feel like Kenya got fired because Kenya didn't think well. Even if you got the dirt on her, it was 100 ways you could have bopped her with that. You didn't have to do it that way and you'd have still been on your job. But you know, at the time, hindsight is 2020. She did what she did, and I think Brit and whoever was helping her lawyer or whatever, was pushing for Kenya to be fired because I think she thought that was going to be the way that she was going to blow up big. And instead, by them pushing for Kenya to be fired, the backlash she got from it, it was no way for her to come back from that. And I think that has a lot to do with it. So now it's like, oh, if y'all had just let me see in the picture, I could have said it wasn't me, and then Kenya wouldn't have got fired and people wouldn't hate me. Maybe, maybe not. But in my opinion, Brit, you jumped the gun. You did. You jumped the gun. You did that. So let's go. I hate this music business.
You can taste anything you want. We got everything over here. You good to go.
Oh, it looks so good.
Big bass, rotten.
Okay. So what time are they supposed to be arriving?
Nice. Nice.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
All of us to get on good.
Okay, so the women start showing up. Let's get past all that.
Not perimenopausal. I'm just the hottest bitch in the room. Hard being a bad bitch in the room. So I'm glad y'all came because I needed a minute to just process it all and just it's like it was a lot.
Go to that moment. It was a beautiful event. The salon is gorgeous.
It was a lot. It was a beautiful event. Again, no sexual comments at all.
It's a place where we feel good, you know, like you're there to lift women up and empower them to make them feel good. You know? So to be in that space and to tear another woman down in that moment, we can't go that low, y'all. I was in complete shock. I've seen Kenya act out before. I would say it is something I've never seen her do to that extent. That was Kenya's choice. Twirl on down. I don't think she can go down. I think she's still.
I'm 1000% sure that Kenya went way too far. Any woman wouldn't want to see themselves plastered on a poster doing those acts.
Let me be very clear. I like Kenya. I wish Kenya well. I want her to be successful. I don't know if I would be able to forgive her for that. Like Kenya's situation.
So that's the crux. That's the crux of that conversation. We're gonna get a confessional comment from Porsha in like a second, but no sexual comment. So her returning to work after that happened, there was no, what she say? There was no unwelcome, offensive, or sexualized behavior or comments that she suffered by returning to work because nothing happened. That part. Okay. Let's get to Porsha's comment in the confessional. And, you know, that was literally the last comment that was made at this event and aired. Okay.
We're adults, right? But I just feel like Kenya's situation was just too premeditated.
Girl, shut up.
We are done. I'm just being honest. This is a confessional.
So that's Porsha saying if it was her, they would be done or whatever, right? So again, none of this stuff that this girl is saying happened. Baby, it just didn't happen. Darling, it just didn't happen. It didn't happen at all. I'm so sorry, but it just didn't happen. So the next thing that we got to get to is Bang Bang's conversation with her mother, because that is where things were mentioned again. So let's keep track of what has happened since Bang Bang came back 48 hours later. She told us that the last 24 hours she didn't sleep. Apparently the 24 hours beforehand, she slept like a baby or a log or a rock or whatever. She talked about her 2 incidents, said she scrubbed everything from the internet from 2 incidents, but it was everything that had to be scrubbed. And then Kenya dug it up apparently from the internet because you didn't scrub it. We heard all that, and she even went about describing the 2 incidents that she's going to cop to, right? Then we heard her have a little bit of the conversation with Kelly, and the ladies are talking around it. They won't even say what it is. And then we're going to hear a conversation with her mother where she talks about it again. And then we don't hear this referenced again until we don't hear this referenced again until the the peace brunch with the raw grits. Okay. Hold on. What did I do? I be messing up and y'all be letting me. Why y'all let me do stuff like that? I sure messed up. Hold on. I hit the wrong thing. Let me pull it back up. I'm sorry. I'll pull it back up. I will. Hold on. I was trying to fast forward through this fluff that don't have nothing to do with why we're here. Hold on. I'm going to listen to Porsha up here about granddaddy and breaking up with granddaddy. I don't care nothing about that. I don't want to hear Drew lying about Michael Jordan being her cousin. I don't care nothing about that. Not even remotely. Okay, I'm not interested in Drew and her bad churn. The little girl wouldn't let her comb her hair. Not interested. I don't want to hear about Ralph paying bills and her crying in the car because he said count. All right, now this with Brittany and her mama. Okay. No, it's not good enough when in wrong. She said that there were unwelcome, offensive, and sexualized behavior and comments when she returned, and it didn't happen.
I know. Surprisingly, my mom was very supportive. Well, get comfortable, mommy. Go have a seat. Okay. Tell you about everything that's been going on. It's been a lot. It's just dealing with all this. KDNS, it's like we got family stuff.
Don't give her too much.
Tiara called me today. I was shocked.
I told her I was coming to your house.
You did?
This part is important too. Let me tell y'all the quick rundown of what we got in this little piece of audio we about to listen to when she talking to her mama. Now, she's actually going to describe the actual act to her mother and name it. She told her mama she was sad. She claimed her sister Tiara, this is the person she's getting ready to talk about, told her that Tiara's friends had seen Brit. You saw her do what? I want y'all to think about that. This is the same girl, lady, if she ain't no lady, woman. This is the same woman who now wants us to believe, oh, I saw no pictures at all. But now she's claiming that her sister's friends saw the picture. So where did she see it? Because I was looking for the pictures that Kenya showed. I still ain't seen them. And y'all know I be digging. I be all up and through your business. Down, round, and through there. So ain't nobody seen the pictures, but she's claiming that y'all gonna hear her say that her sister Tiara told her that Tiara's friends saw Brit. You saw her where? You saw her do what? What did you see? You saw the pictures? Because we ain't. So how did they see them if you ain't seen them? You know, it gets sticky. Like, this is the thing when people start lying. When you lie, your story don't flow because it ain't real. You know, that part. Said that they saw Brit and that her name was being slandered, right? This is what she said, not me. Don't come for me. I ain't said a goddamn thing. I'm gonna let you hear it in her voice. Okay. And I was like, you know how, seen you where, like whatever. This info was days old. We didn't have it. It's been almost, well, hell, at this point, it's June again. It's been a year. We still don't have them pictures. We still don't know the actual pictures that Kenya showed because we still ain't got them. Because if I had them, oh, baby, they'd have been in Discord. They'd have been in Discord under one of them tabs and been like, go in here and look before I delete them. I promise you that. We don't have them a year later. But she claimed they were seen, right? She claimed the Kenya fiasco, because she called it the Kenya fiasco, brought her and her sisters together. She did a fake cry and said that she's always been dealing with hate her whole life and it pisses her off. So everybody apparently is just hating on her. For what? I don't know, but that's what she said. Lord Taya said they're going to release it on Netflix. I'm done. Y'all are off the chain. Okay. Then in her confessional, she said Kenya's intent was to break me down, call me insurance fraud, video hoe, and escort. My reputation has been tarnished. And I'm still saying how. Your reputation is as a hoe. How do you tarnish a hoe's reputation? I mean, is she going to tell people you don't make change or you don't validate parking? I don't know. But let me let y'all listen. She told her mama that the Kenya wanted to humiliate her. You wanted to shoot her. So she wanted to humiliate you. Y'all were both bad people. I don't know. Then it said in her confessional, she then said you can't erase the damage that's been done. And then her and her mama talk about being classy. All right. So here we go.
Good. She was just like, a lot of my girlfriends have been reaching out to me. They've seen you.
You heard her? A lot of my girlfriends are reaching out to me. They seen you. I want you to listen to the lie. Hey, Siobhan.
We got family stuff.
Don't give her too much.
Tiara called me today. I was shocked.
I told her I was coming.
This
to
the
your house.
sister
You did
Tiara. I
good.
want y'all to hear
She
this
was just
part.
like, you know, a lot of my girlfriends have been reaching out to me. They've seen you, you know,
They seen you. Well.
name's been being slandered and all that stuff. And Tiara's just like, I'm here for you. I still got your back.
Thank you,
And that really made me feel good. You know, I haven't been speaking with my sisters. And this whole Kenya fiasco has brought us a tad bit closer. This is the first time that we have talked in literally months. Whatever we have going on, I still know that they got my back if some shit go down. I know that. What I've been dealing with lately, I haven't really.
Y'all, real quick. Black Honey Bees, thank you for the Cash App, sis. Siobhan, thank you for the Cash App, sis. Thank y'all for the support. I appreciate it because they might pop this video. I got a lot of audio in here, and y'all know Bravo be acting. So thank y'all so much for the support. I really appreciate it, and I ain't joking. Okay.
Talked about it. And you know, I'm sorry, Mom.
Here's the fake cry.
I've just been tired of always.
What? Don't cry. It's gonna be okay.
No, I know,
Yes,
but
it
it's
will.
just like I've always been dealing with hate my whole life.
We all deal with it. It's just girls are like that. They like to hate. And then I have.
She didn't want her mama to say that. She wanted her mama to be like, oh, because you so beautiful. Everybody's so jealous, girl. Your mama wasn't finna lie to you. Okay, my bad.
Happy with their life. This is what they do.
Tired of it. It's like I've just been dealing with hate my whole
Why you ain't tell your mama you threatened to shoot that lady?
life. Like I used to tell you back in the day how much it hurt me when people would talk and make up things. Like Mom, it pisses me off. It pisses me off. Kenya's entire goal was to break me down. So you call me shrub. You call me a video hoe. You call me an escort. My reputation has been tarnished.
Girl, first of all, why would you bring your leather sock puppet looking behind on this show? And you can't stand for nobody to insult you. People get insulted on these shows. Why are you here? Why are you here? Girl, stop. And if anybody can help me, what was she wiping? Because she was up there crying with her mama, fake crying with her mama, and steady wiping her nose. Like, girl, we all know your nose stopped up. Your nose wasn't running. Your nose ain't open. That's neither here nor there. I'm sorry.
She really, really was trying to humiliate me.
She was Miss USA, and she's supposed to be motivating young girls to be like her.
You can't erase the damage that has been done. I'm gonna be classy.
Yeah, be classy. That's
I'm
what we got.
I'm
gonna be
not gonna match
classy.
her energy.
No,
Because when she goes low, I'm gonna go high.
you're too classy for that.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on that.
Good. Let it go.
So that was the conversation. Okay, where she told her mama that somebody put her out that she had done, sung karaoke for a gentleman. Okay, that's all the audio we need. So this is where I'm stuck. Okay, I'm gonna just tell you that I got my notebook ready. I'm stuck at the last. First of all, she told Shamia that her license had already been taken. That's why Shamia was comfortable repeating it, because she said that her license had already been taken. Then we hear her saying, Deborah Randall, thank you so much for the Cash App, sis. Then we hear her say, it might be taken. I might lose my license over this. And I still don't know how you would lose your license over pictures ain't nobody seen. According to you, up to now, you filing a lawsuit claiming you hadn't even seen them. So how would your clients and colleagues and your sister's friends be talking about, oh, they seen you, and now you're filing a lawsuit telling us that you never saw them up until now, and now you know it wasn't you. So how did they see you? Where they saw you at? Where did they see you? Are you saying that once the rumor was out, people went looking for it and found some stuff? Because that happened, but we still today, a year later, we still have not seen what Kenya showed them people. For now, up till now, we still haven't seen it. Okay, so that's one part. The part that she's saying that she was sexually harassed and subject to unwelcome, offensive, and unwelcome, offensive, and sexualized behavior and comments because she was required to return to work. We just literally sat here and listened that none of that happened. Like literally none of that happened. If we're going to be honest, when we get to, if y'all want to do the audio from the brunch with the raw grits, let me know in the chat. I'll pull that audio up. Even then, nobody made no sexualized comments. The only comments that were made was Angela asking a valid question. Why would they take your license? And then she got mad and started yelling and cursing at Angela for no apparent reason. We still have not heard it. We still haven't heard it. It just didn't happen. The defamation, why are you suing Bravo? Why are you not suing Kenya? Why are you not suing Kenya? Kenya is the one that you said, according to you, Kenya called you insurance fraud. Kenya called you a video hoe. Kenya called you an escort. She said that you was on Snapchat and somebody told you to Snapchat them your coochie and you did it, and they asked you how much, and she had the copies of the inboxes of somebody, you know, I think what was it, $1,500 or something for a roll in the hay or whatever. That's what Kenya said. And I mean, at this point, I got to ask the question, Britt, why are you not suing Kenya? Is it because you don't want Kenya to bring all the stuff that she has and it becomes public record? Is that what we're doing? Not to mention, for defamation, you got to prove that what was said about you severely limited your ability to make money, or, you know, it caused you some damages. What damages did it cost you that Kenya said that? Ain't nobody even really been able to find what insurance fraud you committed. Like, we found that you were selling insurance classes for $499.99 or whatever it was online on LinkedIn. But I don't know what else you could have done. Right. She said Yo Gotti asked her on Snapchat to Snapchat him a picture of her cooter pop, and she did it. Now, that's what Kenya said. And I still want to know, why are you not suing Kenya? Just asking. Why are you not suing Kenya? Why are you suing somebody who ain't said nothing? This is giving Aubrey the Snow Princess. He's suing UMG instead of suing Kendrick. Why are you not suing Kenya? I'll wait. You don't want that stuff in evidence, and you got to prove that what she said cost you some money or opportunities. Right. Instead, she used it for her storyline. There you go. There you go. So now we got a little bit of a problem. And even the picture where they said she was singing karaoke, they said she was doing that for Young Bird. What do he call himself now? The one that was over on Love and Hip Hop LA. What is his new name? What's Young Bird's new name? They said that's who she was singing karaoke for. And if her face ain't showing, of course you could say that's not even me. Why didn't you just say that? Why didn't you deny? You denying now. Hitmaker. That's what he called himself now. Hitmaker. They said that's who she was singing karaoke for. And then we had Drew Sadummy to say that, you know, she knew that somebody reached out to her somehow, somebody who knew who it was said that whatever, yada, yada. But the word on the curb is that it was Hitmaker, Young Bird. Yeah. So at this point, this to me feels like this is her acting out. Kenya posted this and she lost her mind, because I think in that moment, after she didn't go to the reunion, she realized, hey, Ellie from Miami, she realized that they were not going to bring her back, because they were absolutely bringing Kenya back. See, I'm going to tell you something else that plays into this. Y'all ready? Buckle up. Buckle up. Another thing that plays into this is that she wanted the Candy Burris treatment. And what I mean by that, because I know y'all be thinking Nitra crazy, she be saying stuff. But I'm really, this is really what I feel. And I could be wrong, right? Because I ain't always right. What I know. Only thing I get right is the notes, because I listen well and I write down what I heard. But I could be wrong. She wanted the Candy Burris treatment. The way that the rumor came out with Porsha and Phaedra and Carlos King and what they said about Candy wanting to do XYZ, yada, 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 right? So with Candy being able to leverage her position as the victim in that situation and say, hey, if you bring her, I'm not filming. And I think that she wanted the Candy Burris treatment. And I think she realized in that moment when she saw this post right here, if Kenya Moore is filming, that means you're not. They're not, there's no way that she saw this and didn't realize, oh crap, they talked to Kenya and Kenya knows she coming back. That's why she went ahead and gave her, beauty pageant apology and said, I look forward to seeing you all back on Bravo soon. So I think at that point, it was like, oh no, they talked to her and agreed to bring her back. So I think she realized in that moment, they already decided to bring her back. I think it hit her like a ton of bricks. Like, okay, I decided to do a no call, no show for the reunion because she didn't call ahead of time to tell them she wasn't doing the reunion. I think it hit her like I did a no call, no show for the reunion. They didn't know I wasn't coming until today. And Kenya's posting this, that means they had already talked to Kenya. And I think that this lawsuit is her acting out. This is her acting out. It's like, oh my God, y'all stabbed me in the back. And because y'all fired her for me, I got drugged through social media. I got ragged on. Y'all done had so many names for this girl. It ain't even funny. I call her Bang Bang Sleazy, but y'all done call that girl some of everything. Britches, bricks. Y'all done call that girl everything but a child of God. Drug her through a rock quarry with no drawers on. I mean, y'all drug her bad all season. And I think that she blames them firing Kenya on that. And I think, I'm not that sort of person, but I'm thinking, and of course, I can't speak to her mindset, but I would think that for her, that might feel a little tough. Like I suffered all of this for y'all to fire her, and then y'all gonna bring her right back. Like I suffered all that for nothing. I suffered all that for nothing. Them people done drug me. They hate my guts. They done call me everything in the world. Won't nobody even take a picture with me outside of this show but Porsha. And that's only every now and then briefly or whatever, which, and she's fake nice because Porsha fake nice to everybody till she get ready to bite them. And then it was all for nothing. And y'all knew y'all was going to bring her back. That would explain why Kenya told us we was going to get confessionals or whatever, and we ain't get no confessionals because they had already talked to Kenya. Kenya ain't just get this news yesterday. They had already done talk to Kenya. Right. You feel me outside the box? Amanda K says, yeah, y'all did call her Timon and y'all was calling Kelly Pumbaa. I remember. Y'all drugged this girl for pure, unadulterated filth. Y'all call that girl everything but a child of God because when Kenya got fired, yeah, we all saw what Brit did. And I'm not minimizing that because I think she was trash for it. At the same time, people didn't want to give any, credence to the fact that Kenya also did this to herself. Kenya also put herself in the jackpot because you didn't have to take what you got and do that with it. Yes, Kenya absolutely is full of crap, sugar. You're right. Bianca said, I wonder, have the other ladies spoke on this yet? I want to know what they have to say about this mess. If they're smart, they're not going to say anything. They're going to be very quiet. They're going to be very quiet and let her dig her hole. And whether she sinks, swims, or gets buried alive, I think she's going to be on her own because y'all know Porsha ain't finna stand there with her like, oh, girl, I'm in solidarity. Porsha ain't in solidarity with nobody, but maybe Pilar. Say one of the women texted Kenya and said, Brit not here, girl, and she wrote that message. Yeah, I believe that. But what I'm saying, niece, is that them people ain't just now telling Kenya they'll see her back on Bravo soon. They already had that conversation. For Lauren LaRosa, which she is I don't like her all the time, but she is a legit journalist. For her to say that she has direct knowledge that they've already, worked it out, Kenya's going to be on the show again next season, which I can't confirm it because I have not heard it. But for Lauren to say it, I think that's a pretty reliable source, fairly reliable, because she's pretty responsible with what she says that she knows. They ain't just told Kenya that. Yesterday. Like, oh, Brit's not coming. Brit didn't show up, so you got a job. If y'all believe that, I got some land to sell you in the middle of the Everglades. Build you a big old high rise. And I think that's what Bang Bang figured out. That ain't gonna work when in Rome. It didn't work for Aubrey. It ain't gonna work for her either. That lawsuit didn't keep Kendrick off that darn Super Bowl stage for him to look in the camera and say Drake. It ain't gonna stop Kenya either. And what's actually hilarious is that Kenya used that excerpt from Kendrick at the Super Bowl. If she get on that camera and say Brit, I will pass out. Y'all will have to cover me up and bring flowers and a case of soda and chickens. Bring chicken. When I die, bring chicken. I don't have no vegetarians or vegans in my family. Bring lots of chicken. Okay. For the record. Now, what I'm going to do, because, you know, this is just, all I can do is let y'all hear what she said then, as opposed to what she's saying now, what the cast said at the moment that does not match what she's claiming she experienced. And the best thing I can do other than that is to put the StreamYard in the chat. So that way, those of you who want to, you know, sound off and tell me what you think, you know, go on, get it to me. Right, Allie from Miami, check sodas. Gotta have funeral sodas. Gotta have funeral sodas. I don't even know how we supposed to bury Negroes without check soda. I don't know. I've never buried a Negro without check soda. Hey, Arturo, love you back. Yeah, you gotta bring the check. Got to bring the check. Okay, I got to break it down because, see, this is, listen, let me tell y'all something. This is one of the very real reasons why y'all hear me say I don't like any of these women. And I'm not joking when I say it. I don't like them because when stuff like this happens, then we got to go back, listen to your audio. We got to dig through what you said then. We got to compare it to what you're saying now. We got to go back and see if somebody else changed their story, who was going along with what, who was agreeing with what. Did it actually happen? Did it not happen? And this ain't the first time we've had to do it. Those of y'all who are not new over here on this front porch, y'all know we've had to do this before, didn't we? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember when we had to sit up here and go through every lie Giselle Bryant told on Candace's husband, Chris Bassett. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all remember that. We had to sit up here and go through audio. And it was so much of every lie in chronological order that Giselle Bryant told on Chris Bassett. This is why I tell y'all I don't like any of these women, because they lie. They lie. And they don't get shame at all. None of them. Everybody on that screen, I have had to dig up their lies. But it should never get to the point where we got to go back and listen to audio of what you said and find out that what you said then does not match what you're saying now. Every one of them has been caught. We done caught Kenya in so many lies. It's ridiculous. That's why when she said the girl threatened the shooter, I didn't even believe it, to be honest. I'm like, girl, you lying. You just saying that to excuse yourself. That girl ain't said that. For me to hear it with my own ears. Hear it with my own ears. That you said it not once, but 3 times. Didn't even believe Kenya because she done lied so much. I don't know how to believe her. Just lie. We ain't gonna talk about all the lies I done caught Porsha in. Amanda K said, I thought it was a lie too. Yes, I did. I thought it was a lie. Kenya done lied so much. I didn't believe that. And I had to sit up here and eat crow with no hot sauce because you did say it. We done caught Phaedra in so many lies that it was just, you know. And I ain't talking about that Candace stuff because I don't care about that. Don't bother me with that. But we done caught Phaedra in a bunch of lies. Cynthia done lied so many times. Hell, Cynthia got caught on a hot mic line. Hey, Paul Griffin said, the lying lesbian of Atlanta. I love it. That's what they need to change this show to. Okay, we do need some spiked lemonade, Lady Rita. Welcome, sis. Did y'all welcome Lady Rita? Let me put welcome in the chat. Yeah, Cynthia be lying too and trying to play innocent. Y'all welcome Lady Rita. Spam the chat with welcome. Drew, let's not even talk about it. That girl was in a conversation, told 3 different lies back to back, then they all crashed into each other. She lies so much. It's a sin against God and man. Who just popped in? Oh, Ellie from Miami. Hey, boo.
Doing?
I'm good. Sitting up here with y'all talking about these lying heifers. Welcome, Paul Griffin. Y'all welcome Paul Griffin too. Spam the chat, please, and thank you. God gonna bless y'all for me. I want to see welcomes in the chat. Y'all know I'll shut this whole thing down. Won't nobody be talking. Go ahead, Ellie girl. How you doing?
I'm doing. This whole few days is just a whirlwind for this dry season. It don't even make any sense. It's absolutely it's disgusting because I don't even know where to start. I mean, one minute we spent a whole year hearing about these pictures, and I just don't understand. That fair for a whole year and not know those pictures weren't even you. At no point did you not say. I mean, I hear she says like, "Oh, I asked for it," but like, how you don't insist it? How you don't say, "I'm gonna get a legal lawyer to say, hey, I want to see these pictures." Like, I just don't understand why that was never a conversation. To coincidentally the day of the reunion. Oh yeah, here's the pictures. Like, I don't get it.
Right. But you know why you don't get it, baby? Because she lying. We just heard her say, "Oh, they seen it." And they seen it, and this person seen it, and my clients called me and said, "What is this? What is what?" Now you saying ain't nobody seen nothing until just now, and it wasn't you. Hey, Ebony Queen, welcome, darling. Y'all welcome Ebony Queen. Spam the chat. She says, "Hello, everyone. I'm new to the channel. It's possible that Kenya got attorneys involved with Bravo, suspended her from the show. Bravo did nothing when Brit threatened her with a bang bang. That's possible too." And welcome, darling. Welcome to Ebony Queen. Let me put my welcome in the chat. Paul Griffin said, with castings like Brit and Mia, it makes you wonder why production is casting those type of women. I told you why they're doing it. They're doing it because that's the image of Black women that they want to put out there. They are slandering and attacking all of our image. It's an attack on Black women's image. That's what it is, because Bravo hates Black women. And so of course they put prostitutes on both of the Black ensembles, on both of the Black ensemble shows. That's why they did it. But go ahead, baby. I just wanted to get some of the comments.
That's fine. I mean, I totally agree because we've been seeing this for how many years now? The downgrade of the same thing, the over sexualization of Black women. Like, you don't see that in the other franchise. You know, they kind of, but you see it a lot in Atlanta and Potomac, and
it feels forced, doesn't it?
It does feel forced. It
Because
does.
you can feel that's not this lady's normal way of behaving. Like, it feels very, very forced
and very performative. I mean, they're doing these little gags, these little, like they've gone down to the Dollar General to get these little props. They never used to do that. I remember like trying to rewatch season 6, and it felt like, oh, we were watching a reality show, and they were having conversations and having real reads, and it wasn't forced. It was just them in a restaurant eating food and talking, and that was more than enough. We didn't have to be in the mirror, rehearsing a read so they could get the gotcha moment, because they're trying to be the next Ray or the next Nene Leakes.
But you know what, though? If you think back, when things started getting really vulgar and sexualized, Nene wasn't cool with it, and they all had a problem with her for saying something. Yeah. They all had a problem with her for saying something. And see, this is the thing, like, Black women, you have to recognize when people are trying to assassinate your character. What we're seeing Bravo doing, y'all know this is not a new talking point for me. I've been telling y'all this for how many years now? Bravo is attacking the character of Black women. That's what they're doing. I told y'all that when they did what they did to Mariah Huck, when they did what they did to Lanithia Leakes, when they started making everything sexualized, when they had Candy up here putting vibrating panties on people and being weird, and then getting aggressive with Kenya when she didn't want to wear them, and like, the trip to Charleston with the bolo thing, and everybody's laying there gapping their legs open, and not Kenya, but Cynthia pretending her boob is slipping out, and like they were doing the most, and topless this and running around in the season with Toyota Forever, and they did the whole running around topless thing or whatever. I told y'all then, this is an attempt to assassinate the character of Black women. sisters, we got to come to terms with the fact, as much as we're extra critical of each other, which in my opinion, it's a two-edged sword, right? Because we are so critical of each other, I think that that is part of the reason why we have excelled the way we have. But the flip side of that is people watching how we police each other. And sometimes it can be aggravating as hell. And you know it, Allie, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But people see that and they see how we police each other and how we keep each other in check and how conservative we are naturally. And they don't want us to be seen that way, because that's not the story that they have told about us. They have told the story that we're hypersexualized and we're so low class and we're so this and we're so ghetto and we're so bangy, we're so this and that. And then you get a bunch of Black women that are far more conservative than any lie you ever told. The first thing NBC Universal is going to do is like, hey, this can't be the image we putting out. We can't have Nene saying, ooh, child, the ghetto, like she's afraid of the ghetto. Like, no, we need Black women acting like they are, they got ghetto camouflage. This is their natural habitat. They don't want you being dignified. Look how they treated Wendy Osefo in Potomac. That wasn't just about Wendy. And you remember, I told y'all that. That wasn't just about Wendy. That was their attack on Black excellence. That was their attack on Black girl magic, because she represents everything that we hold dear, everything that we want our daughters to aspire to, and they wanted to bring her down any way they could, all the way to getting Nakatata to come in there and call her mama a witch and talk about shrines on a show. It was like, look, this cannot be their standard. They do not want that to be our standard. And everything they've done after, putting a prostitute on Potomac with big feet that was from a foster home with bad skin, who was selling cooch at a evening gown lobster and steak strip club. And then they bring in Bang Bang Sleazy, who was about to do a sleazy whole show with Stevie J and has cornucopia videos that anybody can tap a link on. That's a problem. These people are doing this intentionally. They use the Black shows, the Black ensemble shows, to build up their network, to make them money. And now that they have the position that they have and they feel solid and secure in that position, the first thing they want to do, let's assassinate the character of the Black women who helped us to get to this position. And that's what we're seeing. There's no other reason why they would use a Nene Leakes for all of her, intellectual property ideas. The reunion was her idea. The whole Ultimate Girls Trip, that was her thing. The All-Star thing, that was her thing. And all of these things. And then after she built them up, now, well, we want to assassinate your character, Black woman. So we only want to give you a couple of episodes so we can spin whatever narrative on you we want to. And when she didn't take it, it was like, okay, well, then we're not going to play ball anymore. And then she had to sue. And then when it came to Mariah Huck, oh, you want a dignified show about Black doctors and Black doctors' wives and, interpersonal relationships? No, we need that sleazy. And by the way, we're going to steal the whole show from you and just make it extra ghetto and trifling. And we're going to bring in somebody that'll just, yell and curse at everybody and say, your mammy all day. This is an attack on Black women's character. Like, that's what this is. Now, what's unfortunate is when it comes to Brit, I think Brit got played. I think Bravo did her dirty, but I think she's suing them for the wrong thing. What you think, Ellie?
I think you're right too, because I know for me, I'm not surprised by none of this, because if you look down in history for decades, this is the same thing they've been doing. So think about it. NBC, you're not talking about Bravo, because remember, NBC actually owns Bravo. They've been doing this for decades, probably since the radio time. This is not new, how they always portrayed Black people in such a bad light for profit and entertainment. And you could go through the archives, and as soon as you have at least halfway decent show that shows Black people in the right light, they, like you said, they find a way to destroy it,
Well, I mean, we saw what happened with the Cosby Show on A Different World. Like, I think Cosby ended up with that show because he's Bill Cosby. Like, he had like enormous star power at that time. And then A Different World ended up being a spinoff. But I think NBC learned their lesson from that. Like, let's be honest. Because of A Different World, there was so many Black youths that was like, I gotta go to a HBCU. Like it literally sparked positive change. It sparked positive aspiration. It sparked positive creativity. And they hurried up and got, it did what it did. But I won't say hurried up, but I'll say as soon as they could transition out of positive Black programming, they did it. As soon as they could.
Exactly.
That was the one time we could say that there was like positive, inspirational, aspirational Black images on NBC, and they learned from it. And since then, they have not done it again. And with Bravo being a subsidiary or under the umbrella of NBC Universal, with Married to Medicine and RHOA, it showed again inspirational and aspirational depiction of Black women, specifically Black women. And that was something we hadn't seen before. We hadn't. Mm-hmm. And it was nice. And it was relatable. And it was entertaining. And they made a whole lot of money from it. And once they made the money and they was solid, and Bravo became, a staple with NBC Universal. Oh, let's get rid of them Negro heifers real quick. Let's dirty them up. Y'all not gonna be over here being dignified. Cree Bree said, made me choose a HBCU. You see what I'm saying? So many people have that same story. Hey, Kalisha, where you been, love? Thank you for being 134. That Key Marie said, I'm thinking back to Lisa Bonet. Jocelyn Stewart said, thank you for emphasizing the big picture. I try. And Paul Griffin says, when you think about it, VH1 handed the baton to Bravo because Flavor of Love started the whole 2000s reality wave. Right. They started the wave, but the wave wasn't the best image. Okay. It wasn't the best image. It wasn't. College Hill really had a potential to be something good, but they was on, Ellie, you remember College Hill, don't you?
I do remember.
College Hill, they was on there tearing behinds up, drinking and getting their hoochie cooch on. So it was a cute show, and y'all know I like a good fight video. I'm not knocking. That season, you remember that season where that girl put that high heel shoe on her hand and went to work? That was one of my favorite episodes in all of reality TV history. Like, she went in. But, that stuff was entertainment. It was just entertainment. This was the first time we saw Black women specifically platformed and depicted in affluence, in wealth, in society, and it was so wonderful. And to see Black women doing well and living those type of lives, and they was regular women like Nene, that was not the person that they wanted to be the breakout star. She ended up being a breakout star because more women could relate to her. Because she talked like us and she looked like us. And she looked like your cousin or your auntie or your sister. That was something that they don't want. The last thing that the machine, that industry that, Clear America wants is Black people who are still trying to get their footing to feel like they can relate to Black people who are actually successful. They know there are plenty of successful Black people, but I think that to a certain degree, they want you to always feel like it's out of reach, or it's just, unimaginable, or don't reach that far, just take what you can get. Stop trying to be so excellent. And I don't think they wanted that look of wealth and relatability on the same screen. They needed it to be more about the smut and the filth. Relate to that. That's what they want you to relate to. They want, and I love Suki Hana, don't get me wrong, but I think they want more Sukis and less Wendy Osefos. I think that's what they're after.
That's always been a thing for decades. I mean, that's exactly what it is. And I know
for hundreds of years, not decades, hundreds of years with these people.
Exactly. And then even though it is entertaining, it is excruciatingly important for us to always remember our value and our worth. And that's why, for me personally, when I watch these shows, I just strictly act like it's a scripted show, and I always have to make sure to dissociate myself and still remember that this is not real. This is fabricated. Right. This is a narrative. And, because if we and still have those really important conversations with our young women and our young girls, say
Mhm.
this is not okay. This is make believe. This
That's
is
real.
this is not the narrative.
But you
And
know what though? That's why honestly what you just said right there, and something else too about it being scripted. But what you said about, keeping the perspective that this is like a scripted show, even if it's not scripted, they still set this stuff up. These are produced scenes. It's not real. But that's one of the reasons why I still will cover it. And like I'm always saying, it's because we have to have somebody in this space that's willing to give responsible social commentary. Like, it's cool to tell a joke. I'm going to tell 100 jokes if I tell you my name. I'm going to do that. But at the same time, we still have to have responsible social commentary about the things that they're doing that are directly harmful to our image, to our young ones, to women in general, period. Like, somebody got to call it what it is. Like when the whole colorism thing jumped off and we had so many ignorant people, and a lot of them was black, a lot of them was black men, some of them was black women, saying irresponsible stuff like, oh, they just jealous of the yellow girls. And it was like, nah, that's not what it is. Like, let's talk about this is a real thing. We got to have responsible voices in the space. But on the fact that it's scripted, sis, that's why I say Brit Eady got played. I think, and y'all know I said it back when everything happened at the bank with Angela's event over in Bankhead. I feel like production, and Kenya even said she feel like production put that girl up to trying to get a moment. And when it didn't work and she got embarrassed, she couldn't take it. And she spazzed and threatened to shoot that girl. I feel like Brit got played, but she not suing them for what they actually did. She's suing them for something else because, again, she's emotional and she's acting out based on how she felt about, realizing that they're going to put Kenya right back on their screen.
Yeah, I
You
totally
curious
agree. I
about my
think
thoughts on Zeus and Lemmy because he had the potential of platforming Black people in a positive light. I mean, my thoughts about him is that he's a grifter and he doesn't mind, exploiting people who want to be exploited. It's unfortunate, but that's the reality in our community. Hey, Andre Shannon, welcome. I'm a man. These Kelly Farrell and Brittany Eady was showing too much cleavage. Angela Oakley did not. Yeah, but how about we not police how women dress? Let's do that. Okay. Real Housewives of Atlanta, Scene 16. Newbie Kelly Farrell and Brittany Eady were showing too much. Yeah, they weren't showing too much. They were showing their bodies in a way that they were comfortable and it was legal. And that's their bodies. And we're not going to police Black women's bodies and how they choose to dress. I cover everything up now because I'm a granny. When I was younger, I used to wear my stuff, showing a little skin. That's perfectly fine. Women can dress how they dress. It's not about how you dress. It's about how you respect yourself, how you value yourself, and how you show up in the world. It ain't got nothing to do with your clothing choices. So we're not going to go around policing Black women's bodies and their fashion choices, especially when you're not a Black woman and you ain't never been one. But you welcome over here, Andre. We happy to have you. Happy Friday. Go ahead, Allie.
Yeah, because I still remember my mom when I was growing. She always said, she's Jamaican. Say, you have to know how to carry yourself.
That's
You
right.
have to respect yourself because how you are and how you value yourself it's going to show on the outside. And for me personally, because I'm really believe in my Christian values that my worth comes from God first and foremost, beginning, minute, and end. And if I don't understand, I cannot do anything in my life without Him. Right there, I'm ready to be lost, and that's why I don't try to, get my validation from others because I already know I have my worth because He made me and He gave me a purpose. So that's what's very important to let our children, our young women know. You don't need someone else's validation to
But
feel like you have worth. And it's just so sad.
But this reality show thing, this reality show of a thing. Is it Saturday already? It's only 11:24 over here, y'all. So it's Saturday for y'all. It's still Friday for me. Happy Friday. I can tell you happy Saturday in a half an hour. But I'm playing. I love y'all. But it's just this reality show of a thing. These people are not going on the show to give reality. They're going on the show because first and foremost, they were fans of the show. So they watch people give their reality and become stars. So they're there to become stars. and all of that stardom and fandom and wanting to be popular, wanting to be a celebrity, that's all about popularity. That's all about public opinion. That's all about the fake love and the real hate. It's all about the social media. It's all about the all eyes on me and all this other stuff. So that's what they're there for. But I think where Brit got hung up with Bravo is that Bravo sicked her on Kenya. And I think it was obvious. We saw it from the very first episode when she was like all hyped up. Oh, she asked me about my ring. Baby, you was talking about divorces and counting up divorces, and she saw you with a ring on, and it was really big and it caught her eye. So of course she mentioned your ring and asked, was it an engagement ring? Because she only saw the ring and didn't see the band. But she immediately took offense. Oh, she asked me about my ring. She coming for me. What? How about next time don't have a conversation about marriages and divorces if you that sensitive and can't nobody even ask you are you married or not? It was just weird. And it was obvious that you didn't know her. And y'all know, Ellie, you know, I had theories. I'm like, did she do that because Ming Lee was there and she felt like Kenya was friends with Ming, so she already don't like her, or she was mad because Ming brought her there, or she felt like she brought Ming there? Or is it because she thought, well, maybe Kenya don't like me because she's friends with Ming? Like, I was trying to give her some kind of benefit of the doubt, but like the more I watch this thing is given, production made her comfortable. Production made her comfortable. Production put a battery in her back and was like, go get Kenya. Like they put that battery in Kelly's back and said, go get Porsha. And told Angela, go get Shamia. Like it was clear, like clear as a bell. Okay. And so I think with that, and she tried to get the moment and she went a little too far. I think honestly, in my heart, that's the reason why they never chastised her for that gun threat, because it was like, well, we did send you out there. You just, you did too much. Just go apologize. Go do an apology tour. That's why she was so confident. I can't believe this happened to me because, I did what they told me to do. And I think by them keeping her and going ahead and get Kenya out, I think she thought, I'm good to go. And then y'all in social media, y'all drugged that girl till there wasn't no skin left on her knees and dug up all her dirt. And all I could do was watch the report.
I mean, to me, I totally. We all know for season the 8th Housewife production, Bravo, who you want to call it, was producer of the show, and that's why another reason why the show has gone down. They don't allow the girls to get into these conflicts and resolution organically. They just like, we need these moments right away.
They manufacture it.
Yeah, it's manufactured because. And it feels very forced. I mean, there were so many stories that could have been talked about, and then it's not talked about. And then you turn around and you go on Twitter, and then you feed all this other stuff that was happening. That's like, why are we not watching this on the show? Why this is not on the show?
Yeah,
why
we don't get
it
no
on social
real.
media?
Like that audio we listened to earlier with her and her mama, and she was like, we got stuff going on with the family. What we heard her mama say, don't give them too much. What you mean? Your daughter on a reality show. Instead of giving us manufactured bullcrap, had she brought us the real, maybe she wouldn't have felt pressured to go after Kenya, get called a peasant, and then threaten to shoot her. Maybe. And then maybe things wouldn't have went the way it went. You know what I'm saying? Kelly got that big old ex-husband over there that literally threatened to kill her in open court. Girl, you got a story. Give it to us. But they didn't. You got Drew over here with a real divorce going on. You and this man look like y'all had a whole business marriage. Y'all don't really like each other, but you still doing something because he feeding you with his hand, putting food in your mouth. And y'all over there goosing and flirting and stuff. And then we find out you done took a second mortgage out on the house and ain't paid it back. All this stuff, they got real stories and won't tell it. He in the basement, so he ain't paying child support. And Drew mama sitting up there like, you ain't getting no child support. Me and your sister helping you with the churn. And she went to crying and running off to make her mama shut up. So it's like the real stuff is right there, but they won't give it. Look at Shamia and Porsha. They got a real story, but we can't get it. They mamas feuding. The mammies don't like each other because Mama Sarah did something to Mama Diane. and these girls done inherited the beef. Y'all got real stuff going on, but they refuse to give us real stories. Won't do it.
And then they
Won't
turn
do it.
around and bring in Phaedra to quote unquote save the show.
Well, Phaedra gonna crack some jokes, but it's only so much shade Phaedra can do. Because now you got a whole different dynamic of Housewives fans that they want to police shade. So now if somebody shades somebody and say something, the audience been saying, "Oh, I can't believe she called her old." Y'all done set up here and called Angela a fossil, a dinosaur, or a goddamn a slave. Y'all done call that girl everything but a child of God about age. Y'all done call her Sarah Pittman, Jane Pittman. Y'all done call her a mummy, Tutankhamun. Phaedra tell one joke about some age. Oh, I can't believe she. You know what I'm saying? So shade can't help y'all. Yeah, can Phaedra come in there and shade people and cut up? Yes, and it's kind of funny. You know, I may not like her, but she funny. She got her moments. Shade can't save y'all. When you got a whole new batch of Housewives fans that can't stand shade, they clutching their pearls every 2.5 seconds. What we supposed to do with that? Shade can't help you. Give us some real stories. The real one. Instead of trying to cook up something.
What do you think is going to happen next season?
Child, the Lord only knows.
Because I don't even know what's the point of watching the reunion.
Oh, I need to see it. I'm gonna tell you that. I need to see it. I wanted Bang Bang to be there because I wanted somebody to ask her about that money. She still owe that girl for that party with the golf club and the horses and the tea hats and the drawers in the box.
Me too. And we didn't get to see none of that.
Yeah, we didn't get that, but it's still some more stuff out there.
Yeah.
Because see, look like coming up next episode, we leading into more of the Charles and Angela story, and I want some of that. So we need to see what's going on with that. I want to see if Dennis gonna be at that reunion so we can play a rousing game of who's the liar, so we can find out what he said to Porsha and what he said to Drew. Because I feel like Dennis done told both of them women two different things, and then he get to sit back looking like Lucky Buddha with that 9-month pregnant belly while they, look at each other crazy. So I need that to go on. I don't want Ralph there, but they probably gonna bring him. They gave him a confessional, so they probably gonna bring him, but I don't want him there. But if they gonna bring him, then what they need to do is break out them court documents. Let's go ahead and read. Let's thumb through.
Exactly.
Let's get to the real stuff. What's going on? That event that Angela got coming up, and somebody supposed to be gonna come tell her that Uncle Charles cheating on her. Let's run that on out here. Run it on out. Come on. Let's see what it is. See, that's
And
the whole.
Not to cut it, but I also remember that apparently, maybe if not this coming episode, maybe the next one, that's when we find out what allegedly Brit said about the baby.
Tamia's baby, because I want to know that too. I want to know what the hell you said about that baby, and why was you talking about her baby at all? And you ain't got no children. You ain't had nothing but a bowel movement, and you up here talking about this woman child that was sick and everything. What's wrong with you? So I think a lot of that got to do with why Bang Bang did not show up to that reunion, being embarrassed about their money. Yep, being embarrassed about their money situation down to that country club in Roswell, and the fact that she done talked about this little sick baby. I need to know what she said. I need to know what she said, because honestly and truly, y'all know I've said it, and I've said 100 times more. I don't care if I can't stand you. I'm not bothering your child. I don't care if I hate your guts. I'm not bothering your child. I think that's a special kind of low.
Yeah, because I don't understand why it's supposed to, even a fan of a show or not, it's been a staple. Kids are off limits, and with Shayla, she's a baby. I don't know.
Well, I don't bother them if they big children. If I feel like if we saw them children grow up, keep them children name out your mouth. That's just how I feel. And that go for y'all and everybody else. If y'all been around me and I know you done told me about your children and stuff, your baby can turn 22. That's still a baby. I ain't got but so much to say. Now that won't stop me from saying if they did something right or wrong, of course. But it's only so far I'm gonna go, and that's your kid. So for her to do that, like while she talking about, oh, Kenya was so low, she called me an escort. Girl, what you doing talking about that woman, Shamia's child? I want to know what that's about, because there's literally nothing Shamia could say that would justify you doing that. I don't care what she did. I really don't. I don't care what she did.
No, I don't, because if you're in
Why
an
you talking about
argument,
that, baby?
yeah, if you're in an argument with a grown woman and you two women are in an argument, you need to keep it with each other.
Hello.
You guys are getting paid to shade each other.
That's right.
That's how I see it. So you adding other
Well,
posts,
Shallow ain't getting paid to be on that show, and she
no,
don't need to, because her daddy got plenty of money. So why is her name coming out your mouth?
yeah. So
So
you feel
I'm gonna
like
wait to see it first. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna wait to see it first, because we know people will hype things up and it don't really be that. So I need to wait and see if she actually said something about the baby. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because social media people will call stuff talking about a baby when literally it'll be somebody saying you need to go see about your baby. You know, it'll be something about the mother and they'll say, oh, you talking about my child. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until I see exactly what was said. And then we'll know whether she's the low down, dirty, rotten heifer from hell or not. If she said something about that little baby. But I really want to know. Sis, any final thoughts on this before we jump off? Because I was supposed to be in here. I thought I was going to do like an hour and a half to go through everything, but we done been here just talking.
I mean, my thing is, I know that the contract should be arbitrated, but I do want Brit's case to go to trial. I want all the tea. I want the testimonies. I want to see the evidence. I want to see both sides. I'm
Girl,
tired
where's
of
she
this
going to
behind
get
the closed
evidence
door.
from?
But we know
Sis,
she ain't got the money, but I would love to see it.
but I'm not talking about the money, baby. I said, where's she going to get evidence or something ain't happened?
Well, you're supposed to have evidence to
I
do a
mean,
lawsuit.
but where's she gonna get it? You don't have to have evidence to file it. I could file any lawsuit I want to, but if it's
Yeah,
frivolous, I can get in trouble.
yeah, you could file it, but then when you get your lawyers, that's their job. That's why you pay all the money to go get the evidence to prove your case, so you could win your
Here's the
case.
but here's the problem. Let's say this again. Where's she gonna get evidence for something ain't happened? You want
Oh,
you want that girl to go manufacture evidence and go to jail?
that's not my. I didn't tell her to lie.
I'm just asking because I'm like, we just sat here and heard this girl say something completely opposite in real time, and now she's saying something different, and I'm just like, you want her to show what evidence? Which evidence you
I
want
didn't
her to
tell her
show?
to lie. I didn't tell her to lie. If you're going to go in and do a lawsuit, I want to see it. I want to see it all. I want to see what Bravo had on their side, what she had on the side. That's not my problem. I'm here for the entertainment. I mean, you're not doing it on the show. Let me at least see it on, LawTube or something.
You so crazy. Let me tell you something. The person I want to be able to go to trial and get something off is Brandy Glanville. That's who I want to be able to get in there. Brandy got doggone Glanville. Because Brandy got an actual case. And that case ain't been dropped. From what I'm hearing, that case has not been dropped. It's still out there in the ether. And that's why I was telling baby girl earlier, they ain't finna settle because she got a real case and they ain't settled. She got a case for Andy to be on FaceTime. She claimed he was doing dope on the FaceTime with somebody and telling her that, he wanted to hunch and wanted her to watch and he gonna pretend it was her and all that. And he admitted to it and said, oh, I was just joking. That's not a defense. I was just joking. It's not a defense, because even if that girl say I was uncomfortable with the joke he told, I wasn't free to say it because of the power dynamic, because she is his subordinate. That's a case. I don't care if she lying through her teeth. Prove she lying. See, that's when the burden of proof falls on them, because he admitted to it. And when he admitted to it, he had the nerve to say, well, she knew I was joking because she was laughing. Brandy can easily say, well, I felt like I had to laugh because he's my boss. That power dynamic is a hell of a thing. But in this situation, this girl sitting up there holding nothing. Dust. Lord Kenya said, I'm going to pay you dust. She holding dust.
Like I said, if you're going to be big and bad, I need you to be big and bad.
Brandy Glanville is the one. If anybody pop Andy, it's going to be her.
It's not the first time. And it's not the first time Andy was accused about something. What's her name again? Kathy Griffin kind of said
Mm-hmm.
something similar years ago.
Yeah,
And he
but
said,
but
but she
Kathy
said the
Griffin is
same
a
thing.
crackpot.
When she questioned him, he's like, "Oh, I was joking. I was joking." The exact same way.
Yeah, but see, he didn't tell Brandy he was joking. Mm-mm. The joking came in when the girl filed a suit, and when his response was, "It was a joke." She knew it was a joke because she laughed. You see, he never told her it was a joke. That's why this looks bad. It looks bad, and he admitted to it and said, "Oh, it was a joke." It looks bad. Like the optics suck. That I'm telling you, if
Oh
I
no,
if I got
I
money,
believe it because I
if
always,
I got my money on anybody, it's on Brandy Glanville.
yeah, I
And
believe it.
it'll be wild too if she the one to get them because she's done so much wild crap. If somebody who's been as wild as her is the one to actually get them, that's gonna be sweet irony.
I'm just hope it goes to trial because I'm ready for it with my popcorn and my glass of white wine.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Don't get hyped up for Brit. Brit ain't finna give y'all nothing. If anybody give you a show, it's gonna be Brandy Glanville. And people gonna be mad because folks don't like her because she's done so much wild crap. If anybody get them, it's gonna be her. I'm waiting because see, you got to look at too the stuff that they've done to Black women. He hasn't quite gone that far with any sisters, but when Black women complain about things, we're never a victim. Like we can literally get shot. Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion. We can get shot and we ain't no victim. But Brandy Glanville got her blonde hair, her blue eyes,
And her Karen tears.
Yes, sir. Them pale tears, baby. If anybody can get him, it'll be her. And that's what I'm waiting on. I'm just waiting. Because y'all know, I can't stand Andy. I can't stand the Powder Ranger at all. Brandy gonna be the one. That's what I'm waiting on.
I
Brit
know for
should have
you,
got him for
it's
something
almost
else.
midnight.
Brit ain't smart enough to Brit should have sued him for something else, to be honest. But she's not smart enough to come up with what she need to do. Because when I first read Hostile Work Environment, I'm like, is she gonna give it to me? But she didn't. What she should have did was went for, they told me to orchestrate that scene. They told me to go after King. All she got to do is out him. Come on. But she's not smart. That's why she ended up on the cornucopia site, bending over and doing nasty stuff. And being a video vixen in high school because she wasn't smart. But I digress. What's your final thoughts? We finna get up out of here.
My final thoughts is I guess I'll hold on to see what happened next week in the reunion. This season was dry. It's a disappointment.
Yes.
And that's all it is. I don't know what they're going to do next season. I mean, if they decide to say, we're going to put it on an indefinite hiatus, I'm not going to cry about it.
I wouldn't cry either, but I don't think they're going to do it. I don't trust them to do that. They're not going to turn down that money.
Yeah. We'll see.
You know how they are. They're so rated.
It's going to be interesting to see the ratings because these ratings this season was like a roller coaster. You just don't know.
You'll never know what you're going to get. And still compared to other franchises, they still decent. It's just low for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, boo, I love you so much. Thank you for coming to holler at me. It's been so long.
It has been. I had a lot going on, and I'm just now getting things together. But you know how it goes.
Yeah, I do. Life be lifing, honey. It be lifing. All right. Well, I love you, Allie. You have a good night, boo.
You too. Thank you. Good night.
All right. Bye. All right, y'all. We got to go. Unfortunately, we had to pop in, and I'm sorry I was so late getting here. I'm sorry I kept y'all so long, but y'all know what time it is. If you did not hit the like button on the way in, I'm going to need you to hit the like button on the way in. This good channel. Okay? Subscribe if you haven't, because we happy to have you here. We want you to come back, okay? And if you want to join channel membership, there's a join button beneath the video and a membership link in the description box. Now, also in the description box, we got the link for my book, Little Girl, Big World. It is a survival guide for girls leaving home for the first time. We want to keep all our daughters safe. We don't want to make any more bang bang sleazies. I promise you. We got the link for our merchandise store so you can get your crown gear and represent the royal family. Okay. When you kicking it with us here on the front porch, or when you out in your community doing what you do. We have the link for our Amazon storefront so we can all shop for our respective homes. And the link for my Amazon wish list in case y'all want to help a girl out with some more notebooks, because I be running through them like a track meet. Okay, pens, snacks, whatever. I want to say a special thank you to everyone who supported the stream tonight. Miss Deborah Randall, Siobhan, thank you, Siobhan, and also to hold on, I got one more. Siobhan, Tracy, to Black Honeybees, and also a special thank you to Miss Dime. Thank y'all for supporting the stream. Thank y'all for hitting the like button. Thank y'all for sending up bubbles. Thank you for your comments, and thank you for being here. Thank y'all for engaging in the conversation. So listen, it's a little late. So good night. Say your prayers, sweet dreams. Be positive and productive tomorrow. Encourage someone else and encourage yourself first. And remember now, in case no one else says it to you, God loves you. I love you. And there is nothing you can do about it. Talk to y'all, okay? Bye.